Greetings, welcome back to everybody, cyclist. Um, Breaking news. It's been a while for you guys. I did a little break, but bad news. Bad news. The boogeyman is back. Vada is back on y'all ass like tall grass. So the Jared Miller situation, the repeat offender, this is just the first indication, okay, that Vada is back on the scene in a major way. So stay clean, my friends, Vada or not.
I got some keys to those handcuffs. Wanna be free, throw your hands up. I got some keys to those handcuffs. Wanna be free, throw your hands up. I got some keys to those handcuffs. Wanna be free, throw your hands up.
My bad, family. I want to say congratulations to Tyson Fury and the Bronze Bomber for setting the example to be a clean athlete. A lot of people used the excuse and said Tyson Fury was juiced up in the first fight. Or excuse me, the second fight. It was like, oh, ain't no way that man was clean the way he blazed Wilder. And the VADA test determined that was a lie. He was clean. That was a clean beatdown. And after it was determined that Fury was clean, then the space helmet radiation, the suit was too heavy, blurred vision and coronavirus and all kind of shit. So we don't want to hear no excuses. They was about to test it in the last fight. Fury and the Bronze Bomber will be tested in this fight. Canelo, Saunders, completed. Shakur Stevenson, who we going to be talking about today, tested through VADA. Clean athletes. Him and Nakatilia. Ellen Cederos is joining it. Tiafimo tested. Cambosis tested. And Franchon Cruz Dezern tested. So with the VADA work out the way, I want to get into this topic today. This guy is out of Newark, New Jersey. His name is Shakur Stevenson. And I watched a masterful performance put on by Shakur Stevenson. From round 1 to round 12, I seen a dominant, young, up-and-coming fighter, former champ at 26, put himself in a position to fight for the interim, which is what you do when you're trying to fight the champ. You fight the title eliminator, get the interim status, and you next to get the big champ shit cracking off. Shakur Stevenson is not playing. He's not playing out here. And we're going to talk about, like, my opinion, he's the best at 130. You know, skill for skill. I think he'll beat all their ass. But we're also going to talk about why the sport of boxing is dying. And that's the casual fans. It's casual fans. And we're going to break it down today. We're going to break it down today. I will be dropping the link. Let me drop the link now. Because we got to get an understanding that when greatness is being witnessed, when we see an elite skill set being displayed in the ring, we have to acknowledge that and not be so quick to put down or demean somebody's performance. How about let's first look at everything positive that went on in that ring? Because I'm hearing a lot of negative that's said about Shakur Stevenson. And I'm not having it. I'm just not going to have it. Because I seen this young guy practically not get hit for 12 rounds. You know what that showed me? His defense is elite from round 1 to round 12. Okay? We seen some people get tired. They start fading and then they start getting touched up a lot. Then they holding on, they giving out hugs and shit like that. I didn't see none of that. I seen a young homie from Newark showing an elite skill set that a lot of people don't have in the sport of boxing. And I know that a lot of people be watching fights. Flame of fame to Shakur Stevenson, by the way. But I know people watch fights and they looking for action, right? Entertainment. They looking for a knockout. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But there's also something called boxing. Okay? There's also something called hit and not get hit. I watched a dude rarely get touched and display offense, counter punching ability, and just a dominant sweep. Didn't lose one round. And yet, people can't just give it up to him and say, look, man, this dude, it was a A+ performance. Because it truly was, to me, a A+ performance. But it seemed like people will be more impressed if Shakur Stevenson would have maybe got dropped, if he would have maybe knocked him down 3 times instead of twice, you know. And I noticed that with guys who can box really good, they'll get in there, they'll display power. We'll see the opponent get dropped on their ass a couple times, and then you'll also see that it'll go the distance. There's certain fighters, right, who we know you can get the knockout, but how many times have they been the distance and still been dominant? Case in point, we got a guy in the same division. His name is Tank Davis. He's still holding the belt at 30. We know he campaigning that he fighting at 140 right now and all of that. But just take him for example, right? Because a lot of people rate him ahead of Shakur Stevenson because he's been in, you know, a pro longer and he's done more, right? He beat Pedraza, same guy who got a victory on the undercard. But how many times he been the distance and looked dominant? Because I've seen guys like Tank Davis, right? Spectacular, entertaining young fighter. Don't get me wrong. But I've seen this guy be losing the fight, be down on the scorecard to where he's forced to take unnecessary risk to get a KO. What happens when he can't land that big punch and it goes to 12? Are you going to win that decision? Is Tank going to win a decision if he can't land the big punch? Boxing fans? 1, 2, Vada, anybody? Iron Kong, what's good? Haplotype. You know, just warming it up. Just your host, BHP, just warming it up. Shout out to Ronald Finkley. So I see other fighters just like Shakur Stevenson who will get criticized for nothing. Unnecessary flame is what I call it. Unnecessary flame. You know, the link is dropped because we're gonna have to really talk about what's really commendable and then what's not commendable. Because, and shout out to my homie Ronald Finkley coming in.
Yo, what's good? What's good? How you doing this morning?
I'm good, man. Thanks for coming on.
Yo, I was just about to watch the fight last night and fucking went to sleep, yo. What happened, yo? Top of the morning, man.
Yeah, I mean,
I couldn't stay up and shit. I was like, damn, I missed the fight.
You know what, Ronald Finkley? I'm gonna tell you like this, man. It's becoming a situation where same thing that we've seen like with Bud Crawford, right? Every time he get in the ring, he's dominant. He's smashing, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's by knockout or go to decision, he's spectacular. He's dominant. But we see a guy like Crawford not really getting the credit he truly deserves when he's dominating. Sure. They'll have some kind of lame excuse, or he could have did this more. Oh man, he got hit a couple times before he knocked him out, though, or some silly shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
We got a guy like Shakur Stevenson, and the dude went in there and swept him. I'm talking about not one round did the dude win. He knocked him down twice.
Oh, he did knock him down?
Shakur knocked him down twice. So he showed power. He showed speed. He showed counter-punching ability. He showed his elite defense. He showed his IQ. He showed his conditioning. And it's like, oh, Ronald dropped off. But it's like, after all of that, y'all not satisfied? And he put himself in a position to fight the champ. And y'all not satisfied? What's good with it? Salute, brother. Is he besting Marvin Edwards, Schooling Diaz, and Montero winning. You know, Ronald back, but I just feel like it's been a downplay lately of the big champ shit and too much hype over the little champ shit.
No doubt. I like his last two opponents though. His last two opponents had a lot of experience. And Bob said, you never know when these Africans or somebody can knock you off your square. But Shakur, I mean, I look at it like this. At least the competition is like not like no dirt bag records. Like this dude knocking everybody out. So that's a plus for him for a unanimous decision. To me. And he got knockdowns.
2 knockdowns. Yeah, the second one they didn't score, but he definitely dropped him when they showed the replay. But yeah, man, he was tagging his ass up all night.
Hey man, that's awesome, man. Yeah, I wanted to watch it. I missed that one last night too, man. Shit, I was fucking biking yesterday.
But we got other people coming in. Who's this? Grindhard Sports. What's good, homie? We got 1-2 Kid coming in. Hey, I want to get y'all thoughts, man, on the performance. If you watched it, and if any criticism you have, go ahead and give it. How do you grade the performance, and so on and so forth?
Man,
go ahead, Sean.
Man, the grade, he got an A. It just, of course, he had some spots he could have attacked more, but goddamn, Bradley, the criticism, my criticism is to him and what he was doing. He was pretty much downplaying the man the whole fight. Well, not the whole fight, but the second half of the fight, he steady. The man won 12 rounds, He controlled every second. I mean, I don't see what the problem is. I know everybody like knockouts, but there's diehard fans out there that likes to see the art too. And that's what he did.
Okay. Hey, 1-2 Kid, what's good, my bro?
Hey, what's going on, Black? I completely agree with Sean. I think I was just about to say Bradley, because I had a flaming shame to Bradley because they promoting this kid. This is a top-ranked show.
Hey, once again, what did he exactly say, Bradley? Because I don't be listening to them dudes.
Like sometimes, if you notice, when fights don't get made or guys want to avoid certain fighters, they say it's for entertainment value. It's a business. They're boring. Shit like that. And so what he's doing is setting that excuse up prior to a guy that's in his stable. So, I mean, I get it. I'll take nothing away from Tim Bradley. I think he was a great fighter, but just keep in mind, there were moments in his career where he got hit way too much. And, you know what I mean? To criticize a guy.
Yeah, we're going to cook on that part too.
A guy that's not taking chances against a guy who can punch. I'm not saying that the guy was the guy that he was fighting was a good boxer. He was a horrible boxer. Horrible. Yeah, he had no footwork. He had none of that shit. But if he had a decent trainer, he might be pretty. He does have some talent, and the talent is his distance. He can punch. He could use his distance well, and I think Shakur had to figure that out. He did know how to use his range, but he just didn't know how to do anything else. And it was kind of like, to me, it was like the Bivol Richards fight. The guy was dangerous and could use his length. You know what I mean? But you got to be ready for what they got on the other end because, like I think it was Andre Ward said, that's how he was trained. He was trained not to get hit in the face. Because I'm pretty sure when he was coming up in the Olympics, people were talking, a lot of promoters were coming at him and saying, you got to smile, kid. Don't get punched in the face and you'll be all right. So that's how I see it. And I think that the man, I think he got skills. He got great skills. Shakur, I think he's the top young guy. Always have. Some people just don't like that style, man. Some people don't like it and they criticize that. But that's because, they might knock off their favorite fighter.
Yeah, that's a frustrating style for a lot of these fighters, man. And Nakatelia, and you brought up that Bivol Richards. That he was like in the same situation as him. He just came to America and they just sent him straight to the top guy. So yeah, he lost all 12 rounds and all that. It was just like a huge step up though for him though. Not for Shakur, I'm talking about for his opponent. Just a step too far, that's all. But he had knocked out like his last 10 opponents. So he was a puncher now.
Yeah, he was. Method and Madness says he looked basic. Do you agree with that, Grindhard? He basically said Shakur Stevenson, that was just a basic. He looked basic. Does he look basic to you, or does he look elite? Like somebody who's
yeah, he look elite because he mainly in the pocket, bro, and he's barely getting touched. A lot of the dudes that don't get touched like that, they outside fighters. Shakur is not necessarily an outside fighter like that. That's what people got to understand. He is in the pocket.
Mm-hmm. So I disagree. He didn't look basic. Well, nothing basic about how Shakur looked in there last night. Boring is the shit I hear the most, and it's annoying. Okay, I mean, if y'all bored with a dude going in there dominant, displaying, showing you that it don't matter how many haymakers and what that dude try to do, he can't touch him. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. And he dropped the dude. Like, y'all motherfuckers, it's crazy out here. It's crazy out here. But I guess, somebody can get their fucking face beaten. And that's why I try not to be critical, but I think maybe a lot of people watch like too many Deontay Wilder fights and shit like that. Like I know Tank is a good example too. He's a guy who get hit a lot and then he'll get a KO or something, when he down on the scorecards. But y'all don't want to acknowledge and appreciate when somebody ain't even getting touched and they knocking the other dude down and it might go to 12 and you seeing that, look, he just elite, man. He can sweep you for 12. You know what I mean? So that shit crazy. But when y'all brought up Bradley, it made me think like, yeah, he fucking tried to neglect the sweet science and try to fight for the fans, and we saw what happened to him. We remember that, man. Your ass was fucking slur speech. You was fumbling, you was in depression, worried about trying to please these fans. Hey, I'm gonna tell Shakur, hey man, fuck what them dudes talking about, man. Fuck them dudes talking about. Keep boxing, keep being first, and not worried about, you know what I'm saying, eating some punches to prove a point. The fuck out of here, man. That should be dumb out here. This dude is dominant and not even getting touched. And dudes is mad. He had bad. Shout out to the homie Method yesterday. He said, this man, I had it cooking. He's the same one that said he looked basic. He said he had no footwork yesterday. I said, if a nigga got no footwork and he don't get touched, you gotta be elite. You gotta be elite. So, hey man, more power to Shakur not having footwork, but not getting touched. Like, come on now.
And a lot of them fighters that don't fight like that because they can't, bro. They ain't got the footwork and all that reflexes and shit like how he got it. So why not use the tools you have?
Or the stamina to fight all night like that. That's what you see when people are out there boxing like that. They be like, can they keep this up for 12 rounds? Mm-hmm. That's a lot of movement. And so people don't like that style. They're like, man, this dude ain't there for me to hit. What the hell? He don't want to fight me in the middle of the ring. And it's like, that's what, let's just take it back to this style, whatever. And it's like, nah, I'm going to stay right here and I'm going to pop your ass with this jab. And when you try to come in, I'm going to line you up for this straight right. You know what I'm saying? And you just stay there and be frustrated and keep eating these shots and not hitting.
You can be mad all you want. Don't be mad because you can't hit me. Like, give me an opportunity to hit you.
Yeah, I think he got hit like 28 times the whole fight.
Hold still ridiculous. Promotions.
Snap a pose. Like, what? I'm supposed to pose for you, nigga? Fuck. Nigga, hold this.
Another fight with less than 10% of the punches landed too.
That's insane right there, dog. It's insane. And dudes are salty about that.
But I think the style matchup didn't benefit Shakur because the guy did know how to use his range, even though he was inexperienced. So that made it a touch and go fight. where he's like, okay, I can't give him this, you know what I mean? And I can't give him that. So he was constantly waiting for the guy to make mistakes. But there was a couple times where he made him make mistakes, but he just didn't want to chance it because he got, you know, the Heron fight, and then he may have a championship fight on the horizon. So, you know, I mean, why roll the dice in a fight with this guy? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, I mean, why not just get through him? Well, you're supposed to get him out of there. They didn't write you off. You know what I mean? That's the type of shit that guys used to do to Floyd.
Yep.
You know, they were like, oh, he's boring. He really can't punch. He can't do this. He can't do that. But look, they kept running, and he finally caught up to them. All them big names, De La Hoyas, Sugar Shane Mosleys. But for a long time, them guys kept jumping weight divisions. And I said that shit last year. I was like, these guys going to be jumping up in weight, and he going to move up, and then they going to move up. Every time Shakur move up, they going to move up. You know? But eventually, they're going to be stuck. You know what I mean? They're going to be stuck, and then they're going to run into this kid. And when everyone was criticizing this guy, he going to be the face of boxing, and he going to be making all the money, and people just going to wait for this dude to lose, and they're going to be waiting a long-ass time. So
he'll grow into his power. Ain't he like 23?
Right. That's another thing.
He already growing. You can see it. He looked big to me.
The dude he fought was bigger than him.
Yeah, a lot bigger than him. You know?
So people ain't even putting, you know, considering that fact. Like the dude was much bigger than Shakur. And Shakur still manhandled his ass. Hey, let me read this comment. Cass says Shakur even said in the post interview that he tried to get him out of there, but when he initiated contact rather than wait to counter, he got clipped. So he stuck to his game plan. Like, let me say this too. How many, like a lot of people not even thinking about the fact that he do have a trainer. So say he go to that corner. If his trainer tell him, look, don't take no unnecessary risk, box smart, it's going to be easy. Then he going to stick to the game plan. You know, like a lot of times y'all don't even know what kind of game plan they going in there with. And their game plan might not be to eat a bunch of punches until you land the knockout punch. So I got to kill that nonsense, man. I think he stuck to his game plan.
Right. He was trying to get the guy to commit. And when the guy commit, he tried to make him pay. And occasionally he was successful in that. But he didn't try to commit a lot. So that made it, quote unquote, boring for a lot of fight fans, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Tony Reviews. Shout out to Tony Reviews. I didn't recognize he changed his logo, but he said
the fans, they seen that right hand swinging, man. They just wanted to see him get caught with it so they can criticize him like how they doing Haney.
That right that Jeremiah was throwing?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he was throwing haymakers. Hey, people act like they just see that shit. It was haymakers being thrown. So
just want to see him get caught. That's all.
And if I'll put it like this: if Shakur got stumbled, came back and stopped the guy, they would have been like, he's exposed. Same guys who's calling him boring.
Yeah, man. They want to see vulnerabilities and shit. You know what? And I brought this up. I was on Age Live yesterday after the fight. And, you know, I brought this up. When you look at all the other guys that's around his age, whether it's Devin Haney, Teofimo, Ryan, Tank, I don't know if I'm missing. Well, I don't know about Cobra. I didn't see his last fight, but one thing they all had in common, they had some adversity in their last fights. You know what I mean? And they was kind of like had some moments like, oh shit, you could say not exposed, but you know, vulnerabilities. Shakur ain't fucking had no flawed performance like that. It was a dominant performance. And so I don't know why people are so upset. Like, get this man his credit, man. He handled business. He's in a position to fight the champ next, chasing the same dude that ducked him in the previous weight class. If we want to keep it a stack, you know. So what the fuck? This nigga is doing what he's supposed to do, beating people ass, and he on to the next. And my lady was even telling me this. And she a big Tank Davis fan. She said Crawford, Shakur, then Tank, and just because of his skill set. And we was actually talking about how, like, until we really see Tank go to 12, like, how can you really say? Because I mean, when you banking on these KOs and it don't come, it's like, then what, man? So I see Shakur.
He almost made it to the end with Gamboa.
Oh yeah, that fight. And, you know what I mean? And so how strong was he? How elite was he all the way through? When you see that, you know what I mean? And then you look at the competition he had in front of him. So you see in the late, he not as great. he don't look as spectacular. I see Shakur looking elite from round 1 to 12, dog. No fading, defense still sharp, just controlling everything. But I guess Tank probably get more credit because he take more punches and he take more risks and to get the KO, I guess. But when you break it down on the scorecard, he'll probably be losing on the scorecard though. So they don't want to talk about that part.
Yeah, Leo is having success with that jab for like 4 out of them 6 rounds.
Yeah, and that's the thing. When people have an advantage, like a reach advantage on you, and that could be a problem if they know how to use it. Even if you're better than them, like all the way around, it could be a problem if they know how to use it. So with Richards, he knew how to use it. The guy last night, he knew how to put that right hand out there and catch you. And you know what I mean? With that long range right hand, but he didn't have an inside fight. I thought that maybe, Shakur could have stepped inside and put some B's to him a little more. You know what I mean? When he was in there, but he was on some safety first. Make sure that this guy can't get that right hand off because he known to put people to sleep with the shit. So he's like, I'm not gonna. Why chance it? So I'm knocking for it. But that's what it is. So just because a guy is fighting a guy taller, don't mean that he's good. Even if the guy doesn't even have like a lot of boxing skills, if he knows how to use his range, that will give even some of the best boxers issues, because they got to find their way inside. This is like the Bivol fight. Yeah. He had to figure out a way to get past this guy's jab and this guy's right hand, and he knew his right hand was dangerous. So he had to figure that out, and he still pulled out the decision, even with all those advantages that guy had. So that's what champions do. So I'm not mad at Shakur for what he did. You know what I mean? He did what he had to do.
It's good to know knowledgeable people on this motherfucker. Shout out to 1-2. What's up, Iron Cone?
Hey, what up, man?
You got the gorilla in the corner. Shit, what's the game plan?
Man, just listening to y'all talking. I Bob Arum don't really rock with my market like that, so I didn't get to see the fight. Bob Arum don't care about no goddamn St. Kitts.
They don't really care about us. Yeah.
Nah. So yeah, I woke up and I saw some of the reviews of the fight, and it was odd. Like Bradley and Andre Ward were like criticizing harshly or whatever.
Bruh.
Was Andre Ward a part of the criticism?
Yeah, he was, man. But
he threw a couple shots there, but he wasn't nowhere near as bad as Bradley. Bradley was piling on.
Yeah, Andre Ward even said, he segued away from the shit. Like he's like, I wouldn't go that far. It's like, I wouldn't say that. You gotta,
like boxing, the only sport that I listen to. I be having the radio and listening to other stuff on other sports because I like to hear them punches. But that criticism, goddamn, like everything that you heard, like he said that, like all the stuff you be hearing all the time about these type of fighters, like the boring and all that. He said all of that shit, bro. During the fight.
Hell nah. See, that's why I be turning the volume down. If I would have heard all of that, I would have been way more hot than a little bit of shit that I heard like towards the end rounds when I turned it up. I was like, what the fuck they talking about?
Yo, and not to mention the ref was gonna take a point away for them stepping on each other's feet.
Yeah.
So I mean, now you got to worry about that. You know what I mean? So both of them fighters had to be concerned about that. That kept dude from taking more chances, his opponent, and that made him stop taking chances on getting on the inside, because it was a southpaw and a right-handed fighter. I mean, what are you gonna do? That's gonna happen. So if you're gonna take a point away for that, now you got that on your mind while you're fighting, while you're worried about this guy's right hand, or you worried about the superior boxer on the other side of you. So that's gonna keep you from engaging as much until your feet are in the right position all the time. So you gotta fight for full position.
Real shit. Hey, Iron Cone, but yeah, he was part of the criticism, but you wanted to add something to that though?
Yeah, so Tim Bradley sometimes comes off as a guy who's trying to corner the market and like hot takes in boxing. Like he goes like way over the top with criticism. And I'm wondering if that's just him, or he trying to act a character for Top Rank? Like he comes off as like a mascot. He wants to have the
ESPN.
hottest takes. He want to come off. He want to be the loudest, the harshest critic. It's like you should be worried about explaining what you're seeing. Now the question is to y'all, because we had this conversation before about different types of boxers, right? Where you have boxers who you want to see and boxers who you don't want to see, because there's both of them. There's boxers who push the action when needed, and boxers who are just very negative and they're winning fights, but they're really negative. So, what did y'all see last night? Was it like a boxer who was aggressive sometimes, or was he like negative? What?
No, hey, you know what, Uncle? You said something. You made me think about it, and y'all can give y'all comments on it. But it's crazy because the commentary wasn't really commentary, like blow by blow, punch. It was like it got to a point you hear silence for like 10, 15 seconds. Oh man, Shakur got to do more, man. Maybe Shakur's getting take more risks, man. Instead of good left hand that Shakur landed downstairs, right hook upstairs. 3-punch combination. Like this is why I fuck with Sporting Advantage. He tell you what's going on in the fight, and they over here just waiting to criticize. Like, oh shit, well, I mean, I didn't think it would go past 10 rounds. I'm like, what the fuck? Why y'all not calling the fight, man? Why y'all not giving this man his credit and acknowledging what he doing positive in the fight? Y'all just criticizing. But that's what I felt from it. That's why I turned this shit all the way the fuck down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bradley just want to be the one to make the headline out the crew. So he makes sure his takes is the harshest.
Sorry, man. My shit cut out just now. Sorry about that, man. I didn't hear nothing you said, man. Sorry.
Oh, you didn't?
I didn't hear shit.
Okay. No, I was saying that like it's crazy because it was like you would hear like 10 to 15 seconds of pause and it's just nothing said. And is the whole time Shakur is doing work. He's landing shots upstairs, downstairs, counter punching, feints, all kind of shit. Like, and they're not calling that. They're not even giving me that commentary. They'll wait until to say something like, you know what, man, I didn't think it would go this long. I thought, Shakur would have got him out of there by now. Ooh, like just negative shit, but not about the work that he's doing. I'm like, damn, why they not talking about the good shit he doing in this round? I'm like, damn, he fucking him up. You know what I mean? That's why I say I fuck with Sporting Advantage, because he tell you what's cracking. 3-punch combination land upstairs. Miss, swinging a miss right there from Jeremiah, and come back and tell you what's going on. So you know who actually won in the fight. We don't know who won in the fight. All we hear is the negative shit that they saying about Shakur Stevenson. If somebody, they'll say, yeah, Shakur's winning the fight, but he need to do. I'll be like, man, turn this shit down. All the way fuck down. I'll just watch a blank screen, nigga. No sound.
And when is his contract up?
Who?
I know he got to be thinking about leaving Top Rank.
Method of Madness says if Shakur don't adjust, he'll be knocked out. By who? By who? What do he need to adjust to when a dude is landing only on 10%? Your brain cells almost on 10%. If you think that, man, stop, bro. Stop, Method. You can hit the link.
Yeah, defense not the problem. Yeah,
his defense need to get worse, I guess, so he get knocked out. He didn't get touched, and if he don't adjust, god damn, what do you need to adjust to when you're not getting touched, man? Unless you want to say maybe if he's more offensive, he'll get the knockout, because dude is not getting touched, man. Against Clary, praise him in one fight, but drag him in the next. I don't understand, man. Who hired y'all niggas, bro? The Clary fight, yeah. Andre Gullen says defensively he was great, but offensively it wasn't his best performance. Bradley was clearly hating, but boxing fans now love to see a flurry of punches instead of that pop shotting style. He don't know shit about boxing. Shout out to Rocket Strike. Catacor says Tank is too undisciplined to be called elite. Mango, what up, dog? Catacor says Povetkin just announced his retirement. Oh, did y'all know about that?
Nah, he had a good career though. That's a good run from him. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know about it. Yeah, it's a good run for him. He's been in there with some big names, competitive. Yeah, no wrong with that.
Hey, shout out to Dillian White retiring Povetkin, man.
Yeah.
Stop hating, y'all. Give that man his credit. Yeah, man. Hey, Bradley, the new Stephen A. Smith. What, Ulix?
But then that's what ESPN is now. Just a bunch of people doing hot takes and over the top. Like I saw Stephen A. say, what's the kid's name at Utah? Oh, he the greatest Utah Jazz player ever. I'm like, over Karl Malone and them? Like what's happening? That's all ESPN is now, bro. Like just a bunch of people doing hot takes and bullshit.
All that mainstream and all them sports, they all just hot take people.
So it's safe to say they push narratives on them platforms and shit too.
Come on, man.
Yeah, if you don't study the game yourself, you'll fall for anything with them people.
And that's the thing about it, Ground Horse Sports Nation, because a lot of people will use these people to back up their argument. Oh, well, Bradley just said the other day that it did this. Like, nigga, so what he said? What the fuck? Is he your fucking master or some shit? What is your authority? Your superior?
Yes, bro. They be on the biggest platforms just spitting bullshit, dog. That shit be having me mad.
Be having a whole cap.
Yeah, man, that whole both them boys on ESPN, Stephen A. and that other dude. What's his name? The other capper
Max
there.
Kellerman.
Yeah, no, not Kellerman. The other guy, the dude that be on our sports. The dude that can't stand LeBron James.
Oh, Skip Bayless.
Yeah, Skip.
He's on fire.
Them the two most uninformed, ignorant, passionate people I've ever fucking heard. Both of them.
That is a fact.
They so passionate about being ignorant.
Like every time Stephen A. say something about boxing, I'll be screaming at like, what the fuck you talking boxing for? The fuck?
Yeah, but the problem is with that, right? I remember Stephen A. shut up Max Kellerman, who's supposed to be the boxing, but even Max Kellerman, him also, like I'm listening to Max now, I'm like, bro, you don't know boxing really. Like it's almost as if like when he went to ESPN, he just kind of he just stopped worrying about boxing. Like you hear Max talk boxing, now he sounds uninformed as shit. I'm like, Max, who used to be on HBO and all this shit. You would think when he's talking boxing with Stephen A, he would like school Stephen A. He's not. He's not correcting him. He not, it's just disappointing, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why I tell people, and I had the conversation on my live about Bob Arum as a promoter. I'm like, Bob Arum is the worst promoter in the game today because he keeps boasting he has the megaphone of ESPN, and he don't use the shit. ESPN don't do nothing for no boxing. They ain't got no good boxing pundits, maybe Andre Ward, and that's it. I mean, top rank shows don't have nothing I want to listen to. And a lot of times they don't have nothing I want to watch. So it's like, ESPN, Max Kellerman, Tim Bradley, and these people, they don't help boxing at all. They hurt boxing. That's my opinion.
Hey, maybe if Bradley's defense was better, he wouldn't have been a commentator right now. He'll still be actually an active fighter. Because ain't he younger than like Floyd and Pacquiao?
Yeah, he gotta be.
This nigga gotta be younger than them guys, right? But he retired earlier than them. He don't even get in the ring at all, not even for an exhibition.
Was pressuring them, right? When his family pressuring him?
What, to quit?
He's 37.
Yeah. He's 37 right now?
Yeah.
So he could still be in there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This nigga could be.
I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all though. I think he whipped some of them top guys in the welterweight division right now. If he was in shape and he was good to go. I'm gonna be real with you.
Yeah, you mean the top Bradley? Hell yeah. I mean, be honest with you. At one point, I thought highly of Bradley to where I at least wanted to see him fight Floyd. Like I wanted to see that style mesh because even though I would favor Floyd, but I still was like I wanted to see him at one point fight the top dog Floyd because that nigga skills was the real deal.
In the two fights that he took his worst beatings, I think it was against Provodnikov and Holt. He came back and beat both those guys.
Wait, you said Provodnikov and who?
Holt lifted that man. He elevated that man off his feet in the air. That was one of the most devastating shots I've ever seen. He hit him with a left hook and literally lifted that dude off the mat. He skyrocketed that man, and he got up. I didn't think he was going to get up. He got up and he commenced to beating his ass. So he was a good fighter. I won't take that away from him.
Hell yeah, man. Bradley was a good ass fighter. So I mean, you make a good point that if he was still in shape, he would beat a lot of these top welterweights today. But he hung it up. So he be out here trying to criticize people and tell them what they should be doing. And now this motherfucker is hell around. You know what I mean? He just a
He must
round
have
dude.
retired when he was like 33 or something like that, huh?
Yeah, he been with the telecast for I don't know how long he been with ESPN.
But he always been a knucklehead. Shout out to Charles D.
Hell yeah, that little knuckle dome. Shakur had 2 extra knockdowns with the check hook counter that was rule slips. Yeah, man, y'all didn't watch the fight.
Yeah, I
All I said
think that
was
one. You talking about that one in like the second round? I thought that was a knockdown too.
This is only thing I want to say in Method Madness because like this is what his opinion. He said he see Devin and Shakur being drastically stopped, and if they get in with a fighter with more talent, okay, whatever. I just encourage you watch the fight again, dog. Like, just get out your ego and watch the fight again, and then maybe you come back with a different perspective because the dude didn't get touched.
You could do. You know what you could do? Ask him if who does he see that's got more talent than them.
That's all I want him to do. Tell me the name. He said, no, actually,
that way he can make his point,
He said they've abandoned the science to look cute. Is that what Shakur did? He abandoned the sweet science last night to look cute? For who? What are you talking about? Bro, why you ain't hit the link, man? You only hit H Money link or what? I'm just saying, bro. You had a lot to say on H Money. You know what I mean? Shout out to the homie H Money, but dog, you here
at 130 fucking with Shakur right now. Like, is he even talking about moving to 135 yet?
Who?
Shakur.
No, he just got to 30.
How y'all
Yeah,
see
he's gonna clean that
Herrick
shit out, man.
He about to dominate 30 first. And then if anybody go ahead, Icon.
How y'all see him and Herrick going?
Easy work, 12. Sweet.
Wow.
Sweet. So I'll take any debate with that.
Yeah, he'll probably get a few here and probably
I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if the nigga vacate.
He said he's not vacating shit. So
okay, we'll see.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I just said I wouldn't be shocked.
I could see Herring gonna get in the ring with him.
You said what?
I think Herring gonna get in the ring with Shakur. Yeah,
I hope he do, but I would be shocked if he don't.
I just want the fight. If Shakur pulls off that W, I would like to see if people keep the same energy. If somebody says that they're not fighting Shakur because he's boring.
Marcus said stop with the Julian White shit. I said one comment, man. God damn. If you don't get off the comment section, man, hit the link. It's trying to check me in the chat. That don't work. That don't work at all. Boxing guy said Bud Crawford even said that he thought Shakur should press the action and get the knockout, but he said he even understands the safety first. You know what I mean? So it's what it is, man.
He be giving Bud hands.
Say what?
I said he be giving Bud hands.
I don't know all that, but it's good work. That's what he said.
But that's Bud's mentality, though. Bud gets hit with
Bud is a
shot.
different
He got
beast.
Yeah, that's why Mean Machine then dropped his ass.
Yeah,
hey, 1-2.
Iced him.
Hey, 1-2. I don't know if you heard this, but I'm gonna ask you about this first. I was gonna do a separate live for this, and I might still do it. Shout out to Marcus Lewis being about that life hitting the link. I'm gonna get to you in a second, homie. Just wait for this flame. But 1-2, I don't know if you heard about this, man. Kavaliauskas versus Virgil Ortiz. Did you hear about that?
Nah, I didn't. That's a great
Mean
fight.
Machine.
That's a great fight. That's a fantastic fight. I'm looking forward to that fight already.
That's supposed to be going down in August, somewhere around the 14th or something like that. If the reports is right, Mean Machine versus Virgil Ortiz Jr.
And shout out to both them fighters for taking
on
the
the zone.
I don't know. I don't know what platform. Valiasis is top rank, I think.
Yeah, I think it's so. Isn't Virgil top rank also?
Virgil's Golden Boy.
Oh, he Golden Boy.
Yeah, he's Golden Boy, and he's fight on the zone. At least I thought.
Golden Boy might be gone by then. Might be a Triller doing some ganja and rum parties. Boxing.
But Iron Cone, did you hear about that?
Though? Did fight Bud though? I don't think
Did,
that's gonna ever happen.
did you hear about that though, Iron Kong? That this fight is cooking up.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
I think Virgil could fight. He's a good fighter. I like Boots too. I think both of
Who
those guys
can
are
we get
really
a
good fighters.
can we get your who you favoring 1-2 in that fight right now? Like as
I'm
today.
I'm I'm I'll lean towards Virgil
Mm.
just because he's the younger, bigger guy, and I think that may pay dividends in the later rounds.
Mm. Okay. Iron Kong.
I think Virgil's aggression will get him through the fight.
Yeah.
Mm. Grind Hard Sports. What's who you picking in that?
Yeah, I think Virgil probably will get him out of there in probably like 9. He probably will pressure him probably more than Hooker, but he'll probably get him out of there probably in like 9. Cause he got power too, man. To be
I
his
don't,
age,
I
he be
don't think
getting.
Virgil going to look unscathed.
Yeah, his
Um,
face gonna be swole up.
okay. Before I get to Marcus, I'm going with the upset. I'm letting y'all know off top.
Ooh.
Mean Machine with the
Ooh.
upset over Virgil Ortiz Jr. I was saying like, who is going to be the next one to step up to this Mean Machine dude? Because a lot of people have been sleeping on him, and just because he lost to Bud Crawford, they act like he's a bum or something. I seen how the what you call sanctioning bodies dropped him way low immediately after he took that loss. I was a little upset by that, but I'm going with the upset in this motherfucking fight right here, man. I think people sleeping on the power of Mean Machine, his counter punching ability, and I think that I know what kind of work Virgil Ortiz bring, but he does get hit. He was marked up by Hooker, and Hooker is come on, man. Like I thought that was gonna be an easy blaze, even though he got the KO, like I said, but not getting hit that much, and you can't get hit like that with Mean Machine. Mark my words on that, and I wouldn't be shocked if he hit the canvas for the first time. I think that it will go the distance. I think he will find a way to make it the distance, but I think we're gonna see Virgil Ortiz really get hurt, and everybody gonna put that respect on Cavalli Oscar's name, Mean Machine.
So he's gonna be fighting from behind on the scorecards all night.
Exactly. Mean Machine. I think
That'll be
is gonna be a
sharp.
quicker starter, and he gonna be touching him with some good shit, and Virgil gonna be respecting the power, and he gonna be overthinking the shit, and Mean Machine gonna be boop 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 all upside his head, homie. Like I said, he gonna get hurt in this fight. That's my prediction, and I think he gonna hit the canvas. He gonna lose this fight, man. I'm going with the upset, Mean Machine. I'm here for that. I'm here for that.
He definitely got power though. We seen that.
Is that Marcus?
But that's how good of a win that would be. If Virgil Ortiz going there and he blaze him like y'all talking about, man, hell yeah, he ready.
I didn't say he was going to blaze him. I was just like, one way or the other, if he pulls off the win, whether it goes decision or not, he's ready.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I think Mean Machine is a good fighter. But then again, too, you may not be taking into accountability that certain guys, when they take beatings from Bud Crawford, they usually missing something after the fight. If they don't have a long, you know what I mean, if they don't, keep working through it. But they're not usually the same fighter.
That's a fact, bro.
Black, you took the words right out of my mouth, man. I'm going with the upset as well, man.
For real?
Yeah, because the Virgil and Mo fight, man, Virgil started fading in that fight. And I really believe if it wasn't for Mo breaking his hand or his arm, whatever happened, I think Mo was starting to come on, man. And he was catching Virgil, and he was catching Virgil, and he was hurting Virgil. And Mo don't have the power that Green Machine got, man.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at the power. I'm looking at the size, the skill set of Mean Machine compared to say that Hooker or whatever. And Hooker did have success in that fight. He was getting marked up, and you can't. I see he likes to come forward with that pressure, But what happens when you got a dude who coming with that thunder as well and pressuring you, hitting you with shit, and you trying to trade with him? Like, I don't think he want to trade with Mean Machine like that. You better be smart.
Nah. And I don't think he got the skill set to box.
Man,
Yeah,
that just sounds like a good fight to me. I ain't mad at
it's
that.
gonna
Fight
be a
at all.
hell of a fight. Like I'm excited about that one. That might
It's
be.
gonna be a war.
It's gonna be a fucking war because
I think
I
somebody
seen.
could have knocked each other out in that fight. I don't think it's gonna go the distance.
Yeah, that's how I'm looking at it. Like it's. I mean, I'm picking the decision for Mean Machine, but I'm not gonna be shocked if somebody get knocked out because I'm not gonna act like Mean Machine don't have no vulnerabilities. He do kind of. If you hit him, he kind of try to get his shit back too. I've seen him do that, and that could cost him if he's trying to like trade with Ortiz and be in there just going in mad because you got hit with something big. But that's gonna be a good ass fucking fight.
Yeah,
I
man.
I got a question, man. I don't see. I'm from the Dallas area. You know what I'm saying? I stayed in Grand Prairie. I don't know Virgil Ortiz, but my oldest son went to high school with him at Grand Prairie High. I don't see the skill set that everybody else sees. I just see a dude with some heavy hands. I don't see in him what I see in Boots.
Yeah, I heard Robert Garcia say that they ain't gonna be ready for Boost for 4 years.
What?
Yeah.
What is Boost gonna look like in 4 years?
Robert Garcia said that about Virgil Ortiz?
Yeah, he said they're not ready for Boost. Robert said that.
Oh my
God. He said we gotta clean out the older heads in the division, then meet up.
Yeah, you better get beyond Mean Machine. I got Mean Machine winning this. Hey, Mango said he want the Gary Russell, Shakur Stevenson. Hell yeah, that's at 130. Ronald smacked the like button. Method, we agree on something. He said Cavalli Oscars put his hands and feet on Ortiz. I'm going Mean Machine, dog. We're gonna find out how mean that machine is, man, in Cavalli Oscars. I think a lot of people sleeping. I think PBC ducking them. And shout out to Virgil, though. I got to give him flame of fame, though, for stepping in there with him. Like, win, lose, or draw, man. You getting in there with Mean Machine, he no joke. He one of them guys at 47 to where, like, if you beat him, now we talking about, like, yeah, whatever champ, it's time for you to test yourself versus them guys. You know, Bud will tell you that nigga hit hard. That nigga know what he doing in there. And he had to make some adjustments quick. Because if Virgil going there
to give anybody a run in the division.
Oh, look, Tony reviews Mean Machine going to KO Virgil. Uh-oh. Bloop. Golden Boy. Hey, what happens to Golden Boy, man? Look, they already got Ryan. He depressed still, I think. Virgil Ortiz. Right? Virgil Ortiz out here. He getting in there with some real smoke. What's up with them not really moving safe with Virgil Ortiz on Golden Boy?
And somebody got to be the star, man. 90% of their revenue left, man. That's why I picked Virgil. I'm like, man, he got to win this shit.
He got to win. He got to win this fight.
He got the whole label on his back.
Maybe he actually.
Ryan Garcia.
Oh God, he got the whole
Garcia shit.
Maybe he actually believes in himself, though. A lot of them fighters don't. You know, I never seen anyone duck 5 fighters at once. Till Ryan Garcia
Ryan bringing his IG followers to the damn.
Yeah, nigga said 5 fighters at once.
His followers don't even translate
in Spanish or to the pay-per-views.
That's what I'm saying, man.
It's a good ass fight. Yep. He said Golden Boy would be left with Zerto Ramirez. Oh no, and they trying to break Floyd Mayweather record with that weak resume. Get out of here. Get the hell out of here.
De La Hoya, he do be wanting his fighters fighting good fights though, man.
Except for Ryan and shit.
He tried to get him fights, right? He tried to get him.
He did say that Ryan was capping.
No. He did say Ryan wasn't ready a lot.
Hell yeah, but this nigga will pull that nigga card. Ryan was mad as hell because when Porter asked him about some shit that Oscar exposed, he was like, he's supposed to be my promoter. He's not supposed to say that kind of stuff. Oh, he just not supposed to keep it real about your ducking ass. Just clown, bro.
Shit.
Straight up
You think he bad as a promoter if you have Bob.
Right. He is the worst. Horrible promoter.
He would have put you on Smash like he was on the other side.
Horrible promoter, man. Shit. Got Mean Machine in that fight. Look at that, man. It's predominant UGC moving it with that Mean Machine work.
Dang, I wonder what the betting line gonna look like.
Shout out to the chat work, huh?
I said, I wonder what the betting line gonna look like.
They're gonna probably favor Ortiz, but I'm gonna get some bread off that.
Yeah, Black.
Maybe.
I'm gonna talk in my Earl Spence voice all day.
Look, Black, have you cooked on the
y'all not gonna
WBA?
beat me, huh?
Have you cooked on the WBA giving Manny his belt back yet?
You bullshit.
They did that, or they still talking?
Yeah. No,
no. Hold on, Marcus. Who told you that, man? Who told you?
No. I seen the interview
from
with,
where?
Hold on, I can't remember what platform. I'm gonna look it up. No, seriously, it was with Gamboa, not Gamboa.
Ugas.
Ugas said that. Yeah, Ugas said that they took the belt back, but they're gonna compensate him nicely in his next fight.
What you mean? They gonna give him a higher purse or something? What they mean?
Yeah, a higher purse. Yeah.
So he got paid off to get his belt.
So they sent a cat burglar in there to take his belt and left a pile of cash.
Cash on the table. You disloyal fool bait ass. What if he was like, I don't want the money. I wonder if he would been able to keep the belt. Like, nah, I don't want the money, man.
Nah, man. Champion recess, man. Ugas ain't fought yet. So
he like, I don't like recess, nigga. I want to stay in class. Fuck y'all.
I refused to body test it. So what's up?
Say what?
Fight still going on?
You said what?
I say Pacquiao refused to VADA testing. So what? The fight's still going on, right?
Hold on. Is that a narrative or that's facts?
I thought I seen a couple articles and seen a couple videos on that.
Well, I'm just gonna keep it 100, man. It's probably in Pacquiao contract if you fight Pacquiao. Ain't no bottom, man.
Hey, so does Errol still take the fight then? If Errol, let's say hypothetically, Errol is pushing for VADA testing, right? And A side Manny say, fuck no, I not do it. Does Errol still take the fight?
Well, he got the belt back. Pacquiao got the belt back now, so Errol got to continue on his strap season hunt, just like I said.
Well,
unless he can go fight Bud.
For this shit, dog.
But Bud got, he takes VADA. So
yeah, Bud take VADA.
That shouldn't be a hard fight.
And he'll still be in strap season route.
I'll put it like this: if that's in the contract that he can't take VADA, he gonna come in with a CBS patch on his trunk too.
I think Spence beat him, man. With on that shit or not, man. Pacquiao, he better take some strong ass shit.
Oh my god! Spence hey, real quick. Hey, man, fellas, y'all stay on the panel. Y'all stay with me. Look, man, since we talking about this Manny Pacquiao and this VADA work shit, how about we go to Manny Pacquiao's cousin, man? He gonna take us to a commercial break. We'll be right back.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26,
What just happened? That's
man,
crazy.
what the fuck?
We back. We are back. Hey, so let me catch up. Chat. Shout out to Manny Pacquiao cousin, man, for pursuing his music career.
My wife just looked at me like, "The fuck are you watching?" I had my headphones on. She was like, "What is that?" I was like, that's black.
Hey man, shout out to like I say, the Philippines, man. All kind of talent out there, man. Don't sleep. Untrue Spence not enrolled either. So yeah, man, we gotta still cook on this one right here because a lot of people said, man, ain't no way Spence gonna take this fight if it ain't about the testing. About testing.
Who got the best shape promotions?
Who got the best shape?
Oh man, you know what?
Oh no, man. Errol will take the fight. Real A-side moves. Oh man. Errol gonna take the fight? Manny, no, I not this. Do fuck you.
All right, y'all don't be surprised if the legend have one more last hurrah.
Hey, I told y'all, man. Y'all was sleeping on Keith. I mean, on the Keith Thurman fight. Y'all said, man, this Manny Pacquiao gonna get knocked out. Y'all said he was gonna get knocked out, and Keith was like, he can do whatever he want. I don't care. He can do whatever he
I
want.
knew Thurman was in trouble as soon as he said he had T-Rex arms. I was like, yep. He's sleeping. He's sleeping on that man's legs.
I seen one press conference that I think it was the press conference. He said he do whatever he want, and Manny took his glasses off and looked at him. I said, "Oh yeah, it's over with. It's over."
If Pac pull off the upset, he got to go down. He got to go down
all times. ATG dog.
Man, just
certified.
The three. Just look at his three last fights, man. They all young guns, man.
Yep.
I mean,
he had a tune up with
Broner.
Yeah.
Thurman, then Earl, and to me, I love Floyd, man. But Floyd wasn't giving them young guns no opportunity, man. And Pac still jumping in the ring with him past the age of 40. Man, he got to go down as the GOAT.
Damn.
At least in the smaller weight classes.
You got an argument.
The best little man in history, right?
Yeah.
The best little man in history, man. Come up from whatever, 102 or some shit. This nigga, man.
That shit questionable, man. He carried power everywhere he went.
What's going on? Go ahead, my bad.
Man, they say he afraid of needles, man.
Yeah, he afraid of needles, man. Leave that man alone. It's A-side shit going on.
He afraid of needles, but he got tattoos. I don't get it.
Oh, Yulik says enrolled means boring now. I guess you're a boring fighter if you buy the test. Y'all motherfuckers, man. Brotherhood, Ortiz was golden boy, only hope. Mean Machine going to beat the coins out of him. He about to Sonic the Hedgehog this boy, man. All the coins will be busted out of that man. Done.
Hey man, all I gotta say, if Mean Machine does school Virgil Ortiz, Oscar's gonna have to sell Golden Boy because he ain't got
that's why Oscar trying to fight Canelo. He trying to keep that shit alive. He like, I'll beat your ass.
I mean, I think if Mean Machine wins, but it's like a good close fight, it might raise because sometimes even in a loss, some people's stock rises, right? But if Mean Machine really does school this kid, make him look really bad or whatever, knock him out, man, Golden Boy is effed up because Ryan got some shit, man.
Damn.
Ryan got over 1 million Instagram followers, man. What you mean?
Hey, Gooner season in the chat. He says if Thurman versus Porter and Ortiz versus Mean Machine is next, then who is Bug going to fight? I'm hearing rumors him and Ugas getting ready to fight. That's possibly being cooking up because they met up or something.
For a invisible belt.
Yeah, the WBA regular belt.
PBC.
He going 1-2. He gonna unify the WBO and the WBA.
WBA what belt?
Regular belt. That's what they out here pushing now. Remember?
Oh,
he ain't got it. He don't. Bud don't have to do that. Earl just made it plain that after he whooped Pac ass, he coming for Bud.
Okay. Well, after
Earl made that plain.
Hey, like Floyd said, he said it before, but he ain't do it.
He made that plain. After we get on Pac ass, we coming for Bud.
He gonna offer him 80-20?
Yeah, yeah, and I did say we black. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Supposed to
sure
fight,
did.
and they gonna fight for all the sanctioning fees. Spence and Bud. Who gonna pay all them sanctioning fees?
Bro. He said who's Bud gonna fight next though? But yeah, man. He gonna fight whoever jump in there.
We're gonna fight Ray Robertson,
hey,
man. Bud's gonna fight Ray Robertson.
I was cracking a little joke about he gonna unify and go after the WBA regular belt, but it's crazy how like this fight that's coming up with what's the homie Stephen Fulton and Brandon Figueroa, they acting like that's 3 belts on the line. Y'all realize that shit?
Yeah, one of them a regular belt.
That's what they trying to push now. Like the WBA regular belt is you can unify now with that. So
Yeah,
I hope
see?
they're not pushing that like that. Like what?
See, so what? You'll never get undisputed.
These niggas, man.
Oh yeah. So
Who
you
you got
saying
in that-
that
who you
they'll
got
say
in that
that for
fight?
Ugas WBA regular belt he got right now if he was to fight Bud?
I'm just saying, like if Bud want to just troll or some shit, like I'm going after the. You know
And the
what I
way
mean?
these narratives going, you could have 2 undisputed champions in the same weight class.
I mean, that'll be a good fight though if he really meeting up with Spence after that.
You go from Ugas to Spence? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, man.
He ain't regular belt or not. He's supposed to be getting the fight next. So
shit, Spence ducked that Ugas work. People don't want to talk about that.
Spence didn't duck that. Man, cut that shit out, black.
Yeah, he was
give it to him. Give it to him, Marcus.
Come on, man.
Hey,
you know he didn't duck no Ugas work, bro. Come on.
Why
Cut
he didn't
that
fight
out,
him in
man.
the IBF then, Marcus? Since you know
you
everything going on.
Man, you know Ugas got away from that work, man. Then came
What did
back
y'all
and
say? What did y'all say? He couldn't.
double back.
What was y'all talking about at that
back,
time?
man.
He ain't fought nobody, and he
Nah,
can't sell some
Ugas
shit.
Ugas don't hit hard enough, man.
Yeah, here we go. He don't hit hard
He
enough.
don't.
Wait,
He don't hit hard
He
enough.
don't deserve a fight because he don't hit hard enough. He don't deserve a fight.
No. That ain't what I'm saying.
He was number 1 ranked, bro.
Ugas got out of the ranking system, man. Then double back and got back in. Come on, bro.
Because this nigga, he wouldn't fight him. He went after
Man,
WBC. He couldn't get the IBF because Earl wouldn't fight him, so he went after WBC.
Oh man, come on, man.
What you mean? And then now, when he got Rob versus Porter, he went after WBA. This is what he doing now. He's like, I'm going after straps. Strap season wasn't being generous at the time, so he had to go
got
after
Rob versus Porter. I think that fight could have went either way, man.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say Rob, but I had him winning the fight. I don't want to say Rob.
I did too. But I think the fight could have went either way.
But
Porter,
to be fair,
Porter tried to box that fight, man, and Porter should have just raw dogged him.
No one believe you. Ugas graduated to a prime Arsenio Hall. What? Method in there, man. Bob give a belt, take a belt promotions. Shout out to Ronald Finkley tuning in at work. He came in, he hit the camera at first, and it was paint all over him and shit. Paint all over his face. I'm like, damn, this nigga working.
Black, you brought up the Stephen Fulton and Brandon Figueroa fight, man. Who you got in that fight? That's gonna be a hell of a war, man.
You think so? You think it's gonna be a war?
Yeah, it's gonna be a good ass fight. Nah, it ain't gonna be one
Fulton
sided.
will dominate if he stay on the outside. I don't think
Fulton.
He
Fulton
shouldn't do
try
what
to.
Mary tried to do. I think Figueroa could beat him on the inside, bro. Fulton only showed in the fight that he can fight on the inside like that.
But Figueroa got a chin, so he gonna have to really just box smart.
I think Cool Boy, man, showed his last fight that he can stay in the pocket, man.
I know, but Figueroa fought like that his whole career, though. He don't need to be in that water like that.
Yeah, it's true. That's gonna be a hell of a fight, though, man. That's gonna be a hell of a fight. And
damn, you sure? You sure when I say something about Spence ducking Ugas? Then he sure. Hey man, Spence ain't ducking no. We gonna beat his ass. Go ahead and say it. We gonna beat his ass. Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, we gonna whoop his ass, man. Yeah, we gonna whoop his ass,
up, bro.
And I'm gonna be right there front row when we get packed at work. I already booked.
Hey, it's somebody worse than you. Hey, it's somebody who I ain't gonna say worse than you, but he be going harder for Spence than you. He ain't even from Dallas. That means this man down for life.
What my boy at, man? He ain't in here today. He ain't in the chat.
Nah, not
I
today,
like that
man.
Dallas Philly, man. That's how I know Spence and Ennis gonna fight sooner or later. One from Dallas, one from Philly. Got to get that rivalry going. That shit gonna sell too.
You think
Yeah,
Spence
that
gonna
shit
take
was.
that? Spence gonna take that work, or he gonna say, "All right, you ain't did enough. He gotta,
Think
work
he
his
gonna
way
move
up.
on.
This is back of line." This nigga love telling niggas to get to the back of the line. I'll be like,
Say,
bro,
man,
how
why you
many
be my
niggas is in this line that they gotta get to the back of? He loves saying that, bro. It's crazy, man. Hey, but listen, if he somehow, like I said, I'm picking Manny. If Earl win, I'll give him props, but I think, he gonna take the Manny A-side shit, no body testing, he gonna get blazed. But I think after that, Spence gonna settle for the Keith fight next. The fight that he said he would take. After the
Hell no,
loss, he gonna fight Keith.
You hear what Earl said about Keith, man?
It's gonna be a big money fight for PBC.
He said he ain't fucking with Keith, man. He said the dude a lame now.
Hey man, them dudes say a lot, bro. But if he
Pacquiao
lose,
is gonna take them belts on the exhibition tour.
I bet you he fight Keith before he fight Bud.
We going after Bud. We gonna whoop Bud ass next.
Nah,
after we get on
bro. That's not
Pacquiao ass.
That
Man,
ain't gonna
Earl
happen.
already said it. Earl ain't lied to us yet, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah,
strap
I believe he
season.
is on the strap season.
Except for that WBO shit, that don't count.
Hey, you say he ain't lied. Hey, real quick, let me ask you, because you in the
Earl
city,
ain't lied.
real quick, Marcus.
Earl ain't lied to us yet, man. He said
so
he
hold
gonna
up.
clean up his side of the street. Then he coming for Bud ass.
But you said, okay, this is the truth we talking about. So you said he ain't never lied. So
Yeah.
did and you in the city, so you should be able to know this. Is this dude back drinking?
Nah, man.
Oh, you're not? Okay.
That man weighing 158 right now, man.
He not back drinking though?
8 to 10 weeks away from the fight. He already at 158. Bro, we finna smoke pack, man.
Smoke pack. Pack of
They
smokes.
finna smoke. They finna smoke pack like a pack of squares, man.
Okay.
Bro, if he knock out Pacquiao, bro, like, I don't know, man. Bud might not want to negotiate with him, dog. I'm telling you, he gonna have too much. He gonna have 3 belts, and he just knocked out Pacquiao.
So Grindheart Sports Nation, he gonna go from not knocking out Mikey, not knocking out Danny, and gonna go right to, but he gonna knock out Manny Pacquiao. Just
and then it's I mean, negotiation be real tough. It'll be what 95-5 by then.
Yeah, right. 98.
It ain't like
98 too.
Hey, Black, is there VADA testing?
They go ahead. What's the report? They said that Grindheart Sports. You said something about it, right?
Yeah, they say they ain't with that shit. Pacquiao, no.
Let me tell you what's going to happen right now. Pacquiao going to go eat some steaks with Canelo and beat the fuck out of Earl Spence. He going to be the damn Energizer Bunny in there.
But Black, you talking like Pac ain't ever been put up, ain't ever been put to sleep.
Who? By who?
Yeah, like
go ahead.
I'm saying you acting like Pac ain't been put to sleep. Like it's far-fetched for him to get knocked out.
I'm not saying it's far-fetched,
it's understood. It's understood that Earl let the lifestyle get in the way. Earl said, man, his last 4 or 5 camps was since the man, my boy, man, from DC that he fought.
From DC, Peterson.
Yeah, Peterson. Since the Peterson fight,
Black.
All his camps. Hold
on. Black. Do your newest comment right there by Dragon Legs. I want to hear him answer this question. My brother.
I asked him. He said, "So was Earl sober when he was kissing Yellow Beezy ear? Was that sober shit? That was sober? Oh, that's a good question though. Damn.
Black, we already went through that, man.
Okay.
I doubt that Earl is drinking within 60 days of the fight, though, bro.
Huh?
I say I doubt Earl is drinking within 60 days of the biggest fight of his career, dog.
Oh, you saying he not gonna be drinking 60 days before the fight?
Ain't that's how long they can't be before the fight?
It won't be 60 days. It'll be more. Yeah, it's more than 60 days.
I don't think he'd be in camp and drinking though. I think this was that anything you seen him drunk. I think that was before they signed to fight Pacquiao now. Oh, but he was booked with Ugas though.
Allegedly.
Maybe he was taking Ugas lightly.
He said he's taking Ugas lightly. Damn.
But here's the thing though. They talking about he gonna wipe Pacquiao out. Like what top welterweight has Earl Spence knocked out?
Exactly.
Damn, it got quiet in here.
Nah, I didn't get quiet, man. I'm trying to
think.
Earl. No, I'm not thinking, bro. Earl let the lifestyle get in the way. He back focused, man. We gonna see Earl with the shag, one that was beating boys' body up and putting them out, man. He back focused, and he back with Blu-ray, man.
All we gonna see is we gonna see no VADA testing. Earl gonna come back in there with his titties, and Manny gonna come in there supercharged, and he gonna beat the fuck out of him. That's what we gonna see.
Damn. I mean, bruh.
Who got the best shake promotion?
Hey, Marcus Lewis, though, be honest, man. Do you think that's a smart decision to get in there with no VADA testing? Manny Pacquiao, bro.
Because he got the best shake. Everybody know that.
I mean, hell yeah.
Well, see, somebody was trying to argue with me about this. I don't remember who it was. Who was trying to argue with me? Fuck. Anyway, somebody was trying to argue with me that steroids, right? Let's say they both got on it for this fight because no testing.
It was Hawk, I think. He was in my comments. It was Hawk.
No. This was over the mic. This was over the mic.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember who it was, but it was on another panel. But anyways, they was trying to tell me that if they both do steroids, it would benefit Spence the most because he's the youngest, and that's bullshit.
I heard
it's
that
gonna
too.
help. No. It's gonna help the older person out more because it's gonna rekindle the fire. It's gonna make them more youthful. Whereas somebody who's already young doing it, yeah, they'll get an advantage, but not as much as an old person. An old person's gonna turn back fucking time. That shit's just gonna improve you a little bit, but it's gonna turn them back to what they used to be. So Pacquiao got a huge advantage if there's no testing.
Oh nah. Hey, so real quick, Marcus Lewis. So you picking Errol Spence to win the fight, right?
Come on, man.
Right?
I mean, yeah.
That was rhetorical, right? So with that being said, if he loses the fight, are you going to use VADA testing as an excuse? Yeah, man, it was no VADA.
I'm not going to use anything as an excuse. I just told you if Pacquiao win this fight, man, and I'm not even a Pacquiao fan, and my thing with Pacquiao in his era it coincided with Floyd's era. So I wasn't big on Pacquiao because I was a Floyd fan. But if he win this fight, seeing the young guns that he's still stepping in the ring with at his age, I gotta put him over Floyd, man.
I hear you, but I disagree because I don't think Spence is that good. I really think he's overhyped. And I think if he gets in there with Crawford, you're going to cry on your pillow at night. That's what you're going to do because he's going to get the little shit beat out of him. Like he is going to
beat the shit out of. We're going to beat the shit out of Bud.
Get exposed. He is going to get exposed bad if he gets in there with Bud. I'm telling you, he's going to be sleeping.
Man. Derek James already told y'all what he think about Bud. He say Bud is talented. He's athletically talented.
Who said that?
It. Derek James.
So
we gonna beat Bud. We gonna beat Bud ass with technical skill, man.
Wait, you think Spence?
This man said Derek James said he's only athletically talented.
I'm gonna tell you who Earl is.
Then take the fight, man. Just make sure he take that fight.
Earl is. I put Earl in this category. Growing up, we were all Michael Jordan fans. But Karl Malone just killed you with fundamentals. And we're going to beat Bud ass.
So you saying Karl Malone going to beat Jordan? Is that what you telling me?
We going to beat Bud. I'm not saying Bud ain't Jordan.
Jordan was.
Well, who's the fundamentals and who's the?
I'm confused. I'm confused with this.
Let me do a comparison. This is what. Hold on.
Is Earl the Karl Malone of boxing? Is that what you're telling me?
I got you. I'm gonna help him out. See,
Earl
Spence. If we gonna do NBA, classic NBA, Bud is like the Michael Jordan. Earl Spence is like the Dennis Rodman because he on that brother tip wearing dresses when we don't see him. So There's your comparisons. No, he's not. He's not going to win. He's not going to
This
win.
man
I'm telling you.
said Earl is the car below the boxing, dog. This nigga lost to Jordan.
It's not
This man
flashy.
lost back-to-back
It's not-
finals. Go ahead.
It's not flashy. It's not flashy. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna get the job done.
There you go, young Bill. That's a better one. He said Earl's a Tim Duncan. He not a damn Carl Malone, man.
He gonna beat the shit out of motherfucking Bud, man.
Yeah, man down
And
for
I want
life.
Yeah,
Man, I hate to say it, but you know what? The only way Earl Spence fights Bud is if he loses to Pacquiao.
Oh,
If he loses to Pacquiao, then it'll probably really be strap season.
So
you
do
have to
y'all
just
think
fight for.
y'all think
Crawford,
Bud really
but-
wants that fight? Y'all believe Bud really wants the Earl fight?
Come on, Marcus. Be honest with yourself,
No,
sir.
No,
Be honest
I'm
with yourself.
mad.
I can't
No,
believe
y'all-
that you
y'all-
think that Earl really want the fight.
Be
So
honest
if
with
Bud
yourself,
really
sir.
wants to fight,
Take
why he
yourself
didn't take
out the city
60-40?
for one live stream. Take yourself out your city for a live stream and just really analyze that question you had.
Why Bud didn't take the 60-40 if he really wanted to fight?
Stop, bro.
Because
What
he
offer
don't
did,
do-
what was the number that they threw out to Crawford, man, that he turned
Say,
down?
man.
Go ahead.
Say, man,
But
Earl
don't say
already
60-40 because that's not
hold
nothing,
on.
homie.
Earl already told us. Earl said they know what it's gonna take to make the fight. Me and Al already sat down with Bob, so they know what it's gonna make to take the fight. See, Bud problem is he need to get away from Bob, man. And if Bud re-signed with Bob again after this contract up, we know Bud really don't want that fucking fight, man.
Okay.
That is
Because
the
this
most
man-
whole
this-
shit. That is the most whole shit, duck shit I've ever heard in my life. What the
How
fuck?
so?
What the fuck to who he assigned to has to do with them two
Hold up.
fighting?
Because
Why does he? No.
Hold on. Let him respond, Marcus.
Because
Let him respond.
here's what you're doing. Here's what you're doing. You're over there protecting the PBC because you know the minute that Earl Spence and Bud fight, them belts are leaving the PBC. They're not going to be there anymore. They're going to be top ranked belts. So you are so desperate to have Bud go over there so they can stay in house. That's all it is because you know he's going to lose and you don't want to see them belts walk away from the
good
PBC.
twist.
That's all it is.
That way, if he okay.
I don't know. I don't know Earl gonna lose because I think Earl gonna beat his ass. First of all, talking about what has Bob Arum, what fight has Bob Arum got for Bud, man? He ain't did nothing for the man career.
He got him undisputed at 140, right?
He's also hold
on.
on. Not only did he get him undisputed, but he's had him a champion in 3 different weight classes.
And he made him the highest guarantee pay welterweight, right? Per fight. It's like his guarantee is like higher than anybody, right?
I got a question since the strap season. Tell me one PBC undisputed champion.
We don't have him. But what I'm saying is this, man.
Yeah,
The man,
okay. Skip
Bud-
to my Lou.
No. Hear me out. Every fight that Bud tries to make, what we would consider a legacy fight or his toughest fight to date, Bob say the same thing. Ain't no money there. Wasn't no money for Bud and Pacquiao, but Pacquiao and Earl about to fight, but the money ain't there. Let Bob tell it. He gonna lose money.
The money ain't there with Crawford.
He gonna lose. He's saying he gonna lose money. That's all Bob say. I'm gonna lose money.
Yeah, we know.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
But when you ask what has he done,
Earl
we
ain't
got to
gotta-
talk about what he's done, and then we can say he's still a scumbag.
Earl ain't gotta. Bud ain't gotta sign with PBC, but Bud need to get the fuck away from Top Rank.
Yeah.
Hell, he can go over
That's
there
good
with
advice.
Eddie. He could go over there with Eddie. Eddie getting it done right now.
And he might. So we just got to see what happened with that.
But he can't. If he signed back with Top Rank, to me that tell me he really don't want to fucking fight.
Okay, so time will tell.
if the man-
He got one more fight, and I believe it's
Yeah.
in October, and we'll see what he does from there. And
If
after
he
all of
steady
that,
saying-
I go ahead.
If Bob is steady saying ain't no money there for Bud, why the fuck would you sign back with him? Because he's not giving you what you need as a promoter. He's not getting you to fight.
So here's my only problem with that. Here's my only problem with what you're saying, right? So I just looked up their net worths, right? Currently, not after the Pacquiao fight, but currently, right now at this moment, Errol Spence Jr.'s net worth is $7 million. Bud Crawford's is $8 million. So Bud is worth more than Spence. So I'm not understanding what you're saying.
He's talking about some strap season shit.
Yeah, but he don't want straps. He could have been for it. Let me ask you this. How many times does Bud have to run up on him face to face before he'll actually fight him?
Who ran up on who?
I don't know why he even came to my fight. I want to go to his fight.
Work on my ranch.
I got some ducks, some chickens, some horses.
I got a nice little ranch. So
why not take the easier road?
Why wouldn't I take the easy road? Shit, damn, man. So we know what time it is. We hope he got the energy that you got, because y'all know you feel like we about to beat Bud Crawford, right?
Hey, he came out and said after we get Pac out the way, we coming for Bud. Yeah, after we get Pac out the way, we coming for Bud,
and
man.
then what he say after that? Unless Bud don't want it.
Right.
Yeah, if he don't want to fight, then I'm
right.
moving
and
up.
What would he consider him not wanting it? Not taking 10%?
Man, Earl ain't gonna do that, man. Like that.
He's setting up the narrative already.
Wait. I will say this though. You said he won't do that. He already said 80-20. He said 80-20 split before.
Man, y'all know he was. Man, y'all know
we
he
heard
was capping
70-30
on
come
Bud, man.
out.
Come on, man. Y'all know he was capping on Bud.
I heard
you admit the truth be capping. You admit the truth be capping.
I heard 70-30. 80-20 or whatever we offer.
Whatever we get,
right, but you decided to run with 60-40 out of all the three things he said.
Right.
Y'all know Earl was capping on the man. He let
the truth is out here capping.
He let Bud know, man. I call the shots in this division, baby. Outside
big
of
fish.
Yeah, big fish, man. Big fish.
Cow.
You know what I'm saying?
Big fish. Big horses. Big farm.
Big fish.
Hey, but you know what's so funny
ducks.
about you know what's so funny about you putting all that stock in the Spence beating Pacquiao? Bud already beat the man who beat Pacquiao. He beat Jeff Horn in his first fight at the division.
That's a fact. You really can't debate it. You can't.
Y'all really, he did, man. Come on, man.
Everybody
in the box. Everybody in the box.
I'm just
everybody
saying.
in the box. Everybody in the boxing world.
It's on record, man.
But come on, man. Who on this panel really believe Jeff Horn beat Pacquiao in that fight, man?
Oh, this dude.
Real shit.
I said it's on
real
paper.
shit.
It
Real
matter.
shit.
It don't matter.
Who on this panel really believes Jeff?
It don't matter. What does the history book say? What do the history books say? What do the history books say?
Yeah, man. It's many fights that Pacquiao fought Marquez. People felt like Marquez won a fight, but hey, on paper, he got one dub, KO dub over him. That's it.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought Marquez beat him all 3 times.
See, but on paper, what it say?
The 4th one where he knocked him out.
Manny didn't look unscathed after that Horn fight. So I mean, he was definitely in a battle.
Yeah, I mean, when you watch that fight, regardless who you think won, Jeff Horn was ragdolling Manny Pacquiao at times. Like he was making him look like a little kid. When Jeff Horn got in there with Bud made him look like a child.
And
so
Bud
I
looked
mean,
the same as he walked in.
Yeah, like you talking about the man that bodied the dude that you bigging up. Like I don't understand it. Like, so if Spence beats him, it's no different. So again, all Bud's gonna end up doing is beating the guy who beat Pacquiao if he beats Spence. If Spence actually fights him, it's no different. Yeah, he's already done it.
Man, you saying y'all
repeat.
Y'all saying if and Earl done already told you what he's gonna do after we beat Pacquiao.
All right.
And the big fish is strong with this dude. Mm-hmm. This dude, he like, you heard what he said.
After we beat Pacquiao, we coming for Bud. So the Spence Army coming for Bud, man.
Unless he don't want it. I did.
Unless he moving up. Some shit like
that. But I want to say this because you were talking about him earlier. Stevenson. I've been saying he is the best young fighter in all of boxing, period, hands down, without a doubt, the best fighter in all of boxing for all the young guys. Better than Devin Haney, better than Ryan Garcia, better than Teofimo Lopez, and the list goes on. Better than Figueroa. We could talk about all of them. Like, he's better than all of them, period, hands down, without a doubt. To me, skills, that pay the bills, he's the best. There is no better. You talking about a guy with the defense of Floyd Mayweather Jr. and the speed of Roy Jones Jr.
Oh, man.
That's an ugly combo.
Talk to
the
him.
Dude is
God
good.
damn.
I like him. Like, boring or not, you could call him whatever you want, but ain't nobody gonna beat him.
Woo.
And you know what I find so
to
funny though, Black? This is what I find so funny about Stevenson. Stevenson fights the way he fights, right? People call him boring, but then Tyson Fury, who fights pretty similar to these guys, like a Boo Boo, Andre, etc., they praise him for the way he fights, but then they want to call guys like Stevenson boring. It makes no fucking sense. These are boxing purists. That's what they do. They go in there, make you look foolish. You don't land punches, and they land theirs. You lose, they win. Easy night. Barely get marked up. That's boxing. Hit and don't get hit.
I mean, in the words of Roger, man, most people don't know shit about boxing, but Tony just told you, man. Hit and don't get hit. And a lot of people don't even appreciate that no more, man. They got to see a bunch of people with split eyebrows and knots and, you know, both of them bunch of head collisions and shit, I guess, to be like, you know what? That was the most spectacular, great, this is pound for pound.
And that depends on if they like him, because if they don't like him, like he got exposed.
Well, I'll give you a prime example. Everybody in the boxing community praises Mickey Ward and Arturo Gatti for their fights that they had, for their wars they went through. That's fucking stupid to me. I'm not going to get in there and fucking let you batter me and fight you in a phone booth. That's dumb as shit to me. It's not impressive. You saw what happened to Gotti whenever he fought Mayweather. Not even competitive. Because to me, anybody, two people can get in there and beat the shit out of each other.
Didn't he know Mas, Arturo Gatti?
Yeah. He beat the shit out of him with ease. And that's what I'm saying. Like, the art of boxing is not getting your ass whooped. Wait a
minute. I don't think anybody know Master Arturo Gatti, y'all. I'm just gonna keep it 100. I think they stopped it. I don't think
he didn't come out of the corner.
Right.
No, he quit in the corner, I thought.
He quit
in the corner
himself? Or did Buddy McGirt quit?
He didn't fucking argue. He just laid his head on the shoulder.
I don't know. Every time I seen him stop a fight with Arturo Gatti, he was like, come on, give me one more round. One more. Just give me one more. I could do it. Man, I don't remember that Arturo Gatti. Do y'all remember, I guess? I don't know. I'm not saying it was a good thing. I'm just saying. I don't remember.
When I seen that man, hey, did you not see the round when was that the round before the fight got stopped, where the man was he was trying to walk straight but was walking sideways?
I'm not saying it. I'm just saying, but if you know Mas, that means you quit yourself.
I think he quit. If I remember correctly,
Rickendall got no Mas. Rickendall, he quit in the corner.
Black. If I remember correctly, it only went, I can't remember if it was 5 or 6 rounds when he quit. It was either round 5 or round 6 after it.
It was a one-sided beating, no doubt about it.
He quit, man. He didn't even make it through half the fight. Like, that's quitting, bro. That's quitting. He didn't even make half the fight.
The towel was not thrown in, Rodney. What towel? He didn't throw no towel in. It was in the corner.
He was in the corner in between rounds. There was no towel.
I don't know what you're talking about. What's up, D Hodge? See, that's the name of the game. And Shakur's defensive genius. See, giving it up. I mean, that's my opinion on it. He got no Mas, man. He got his ass beat so bad that when somebody asks him, "You all right, baby? You all right, man? You I can't see your eyes, baby. What's going on? Okay, you good? All right, it's over." Hey, no response. Don't they tell you it's about how you respond? Same thing with how Billy Joe Saunders got his ass the fight quit. He said he was not getting the response he was looking for from him. So, hey, that's when
y'all wrong. Y'all wrong.
On what?
I knew it though. Yeah, he said let me go. So I'm just saying, man, the man gone, and you know what I mean, he does have somewhat of a legacy, and he wasn't known as a quitter. So for y'all to just sit here and say the man quit, that's bullshit.
He wasn't.
He got no Mas. I mean,
right?
No, hold on, Black. He wasn't known as.
He got the spirit beat out of him just in that fight, but. Yeah. I'm not shitting on his legacy. I'm just talking about that fight.
But the man never said I quit. And the man he was fighting with Buddy McGirt to stay in the fight. He was like, give me another round.
Okay. Well,
you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, with
if he was alive,
like
I would go further
or a character. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to say is you can only be who you are. So If you take pride in what you are as a person, like in the deeper realm, I guess you could say, and then someone just to say, yeah, you got no mas. To say no mas means I'm done. I don't want no more. I don't want it. That's what no mas means. That means no more
Okay,
for
but
me.
in your opinion, did you think he wanted more, or you felt like the fight was pretty much beat out of him from Floyd in them 5 rounds?
So I think his body was done, but I think he wanted to fight. You know what I mean? I think
Okay.
I'm
All
not
right.
saying that it was a good thing. I'm just saying, come on, man. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's bigger than physical. You know what I mean? Like the dude wanted to prove to the world that, you know, I could get in there, mix it up with it. I knew what was going to happen. I knew the outcome of the fight before the fight happened. Everybody was like, "You're Italian. You know, you got Italian in you should bet on Gotti." And I was like, "You out of your fucking mind." I was like, "That ain't that's A plus versus, you know, B minus, B plus." You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, it's not even comparable. Like Mayweather was on a whole nother level in skill set. So I mean, I do, but to say he know my steam, I'm like, I don't know about that. I
No
mean,
doubt. I'll refrain from that then. So just the homie 1-2 shit. I'll just accept it as the corner stopped it. He didn't get no my shit. Hey, and rest in peace to Tor Gotti, the legacy and everything that he did for the sport of boxing. You know, so I know his legacy is better than a lot of these motherfuckers nowadays. Their legacy is trying to get exhibitions and shit. So he was a
Look,
warrior. So I give him that.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm not saying this to argue the point, but I just watched the shit. I just watched it on YouTube in the background, being quiet to refresh my memory. And this is nothing against his legacy because everybody has their fight, and he had that fight, and Mayweather beat the fight out of him. He took a soul from him in that fight. Before God even made it to the corner, he already had his head down, looking at the fucking ground, looking at his toes. He had already given up before he walked to the corner. He gave up. He was crying when he sat down because he had no more. I'm sorry. It is what it is. Like Mayweather beat the fight out of a guy who doesn't quit. That's not a knock against Gotti. It's a check mark to Mayweather's greatness
oh no,
because he
no,
doesn't
no,
get
no,
the
no,
credit
no.
that's
That's not what I'm
deserved.
saying.
No. But I'm just saying that Mayweather, I mean, at the same time, you're saying that this guy never quits, he keeps fighting. That kind of takes away from Mayweather's greatness because he made a guy who never quits. Because at the end of the day, he quit. He didn't want no more. He gave up. And
I don't know
that's
about that.
Mayweather's greatness, in my opinion.
Nah, I think that's kind of moving the goalpost.
Watch the fight.
I did watch the fight, man.
Watch it right now. Watch it right now, like I
watched
just
it.
Get
I
off
watched
it,
it
dog.
before you watched it. That's why I made the statement, man. You understand? I did it first. I watched it first. I seen it first.
He gave
I
up.
know all that shit. Nah, he didn't give up, man. You just doing it for the sake of argument.
No, I'm not. I'm being honest. Black, watch it right now. Like you can
No,
watch
I mean I'm digressing from it because I feel like it's a different kind of, you know, a different space when we talking about Gotti when it comes to 1-2. So I'm gonna digress from it. You know what I mean? And plus the dude, you know, he already passed, so I'm not gonna even, you know what I mean, keep on bringing flame to it. But I hear your point. I be honest with you. Realistically, I try to bring flame on that, but I kind of agree with you, you know, on Tony's reviews, but it is what it is. The corner, if the corner is the one that stopped it, and you know, the doctor or whatever, okay, cool. But I do agree that I felt Floyd, you know, beat the competition out of him in that fight. But to say no mas, maybe that's too strong of a term to, you know what I mean, to credit Floyd, say he no mas team, because you know, this guy's been a warrior in his career.
But the only point I was trying to make is you see guys that aren't even remotely got the life beaten out of them. They just get their spirit beaten and they're physically still intact, and they just say no mas. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to fight no more. We've seen it. We've seen it 1,000 times.
Well, I'm not saying that he did a Billy Joe Saunders or a Daniel Dubois. I'm not saying that.
Okay, I got you there. Yeah,
he
but
got
he beat him physically to the point where he couldn't fight no more.
He got his entire being beat out of his body. That's what Mayweather did to him. Like the dude, like Black said, he was stumbling over his feet going to the corner. Like he couldn't even walk. Like he was done. He would have came out the next round. He would have got sparked. He would have been sleeping. But
but we gotta take into a point. I think Tony 1-2 Kid's point is that there's a difference between being like stopped and then no mas, where the dude, like, he just said fuck it, you know, because he, like, say if we are looking at the Ringendale fight, that dude still had a lot more he took way less punishment. I think it was just more a mental thing, a frustration thing. He's like, man, fuck, I quit, man, because I can't. I know I can't do nothing.
I know
with
what's
this
gonna
dude.
happen in the next round. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know
Whereas I felt Floyd really brought the fight to him. He couldn't make the adjustments, and it was like a situation where, you know, the eye and the trainer and the concern of his health, the next fight and all of that, to where, you know, the fight had to get stopped. And I mean, I think that in a certain sense in his mind, he knew, like, you know what, I took a lot of punishment in this fight, and I'm not really as extremely upset with the stoppage. And I got the heart, because we know the dude got the heart and he's a warrior. But then it was like that thing, like, I'm not going to be mad at my trainer in there for stopping this fight because they looking out for my health and whatnot. So,
right.
but yeah.
Well,
so it's a
I
different
think the biggest
situation.
difference here is Rigondeaux, the fight did not need to be stopped. It was just stopped because it was
That's
stopped.
a no mas. Yeah, that's a no mas. He quit.
No,
so.
Gotti, the fight needed to be stopped.
Right. Yeah, that's a difference. I agree.
I don't disagree with that. I'm just saying that Mayweather beat the fight out of a guy who nobody else could beat the fight out of. That's only speaking to Mayweather's greatness.
Facts. Yes, that's a fact.
But that was my only point, because I feel like this. I feel like Mayweather doesn't really get credit for the shit that he has done. Like, it gets downplayed a lot.
It does. I mean, this dude was a monster. It especially in the lighter weight classes, and then to even compete, he walked around at like 147, 150. So to even compete with these guys who are walking around at $180 or whatever, and to just dismantle them and then move up in weight, I never try to discredit Mayweather in any sense of the word. I'm just saying that the one thing that Gotti had, that's kind of like a rip at what he did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To say he was no monster, I was like, that's the only point I was trying to make.
No, I respect that, bro.
I got you. But like, let me give a prime example. Like, a prime example is buddy that was on earlier, from Texas, from
Marcus Lewis.
Yeah, Marcus, right? He was talking about that if Pacquiao beats Spence, then he goes down as greater than Mayweather ever was. Now, how I look at it is there's two ways to look at this. One, legacy. Two, who's the better fighter. I don't give a fuck who Pacquiao beats. Pacquiao could beat Earl Spence Jr. He could beat Terrence Crawford after him. He could go on to beat Canelo after him. I don't give a fuck who he beats. At the end of the day, Mayweather's the better fighter because he beat his ass with ease. He made it look like a sparring match. There's no question there.
Let me say this.
Talk about legacy. Then Pacquiao has a better legacy, but he's not the better fighter. He'll never be the better fighter because he got beat.
I mean, we could say Floyd had the better skills, but better fighter overall as far as who he fought, when he fought these guys, and then still the longevity of his career and doing it at the top level. It's got to go to man. I got Manny Pacquiao career better than Floyd's right now.
But that's
win, lose, or draw versus
legacy.
Spence.
That's legacy.
Yeah. And I'm talking about
legacy.
Right. And to say, did somebody say he's a better fighter overall? I don't have a problem with that.
Like, let me give you a prime example, Black. Let me give you a prime example.
Who fought better competition throughout their career? That's Pacquiao, hands down.
Right. Let me give you a prime example, though. Let me give you something different, right? Let's just say you're a world champion, right? You on the Deontay Wilder run. You done knocked everybody out that you fought. Me, I fought lower opposition, right? But whenever me and you fight, I knock you the fuck out, okay? Technically, you have a better career than me because you beat all these killers and I beat a bunch of nobodies. But I knocked you out. I'm the better fighter.
Listen. Hold on. But what you saying that, right? Every time I hear that, I think about Marquez. Marquez knocked out Pacquiao. His career he's not a better fighter than Pacquiao, man. He's not overall better than Pacquiao just because he knocked him out.
But I think the point that's got to be argued here, y'all, is this. If you got Mayweather in there, you can say, and you can believe, and you may be right, that Mayweather would beat these guys with ease. But did he? We don't know that for a fact unless he got in the ring with them.
Yeah,
you understand?
That's the whole point of that.
So I mean, exactly. So if a guy's willing to fight all these big name guys prior to fighting this guy who knocks bums out, and then he gets in with this super hype guy who's knocking everybody out, even though he's fighting bums, but he got in there with him, he gave us the opportunity to find out who was better, not the other guy.
The only problem I have with that is, like, one of the biggest knocks I had against Floyd Mayweather Jr. was he never fought Costa Tszyu. He could have fought Costa Tszyu, but he didn't. Instead, what he ended up doing was beating the guy who beat Costa Zoo, which was Ricky Hatton, and he knocked him the fuck out. So again, like I don't see anything that tells me that any of these young guys today are better than Floyd or could beat Floyd, because if you look at it, Canelo Alvarez is arguably either the number 1 or number 2 pound for pound guy today. And Mayweather also beat him with ease. He made it look like Canelo had never even been in a boxing ring before. It wasn't even competitive.
Hey, man,
And that's my
think
thing.
about that
Like,
fight. That shit had me laughing. Like, damn.
but that's my point with Floyd. Floyd, he may not have given us the fights that we wanted. He may not have fought the Barreras, the Moraleses, right? But every time he's fought somebody who ends up being great after he beats them, only shows you how great he actually was, because he makes the guys who are considered great look average at best when they get in there with him. I just don't think he gets the credit that he deserves.
That's somewhat a fact, because you know, I mean, like the talent level is you can't argue. You can't argue the fact that Floyd Mayweather was the best at what he did when he was doing it. But when you take but then again, there's a lot of fight, right? But the fighters that he fought, there were certain guys in there that even though I thought he could have beat them, he didn't fight them. It's kind of like with Canelo. He can fight these guys. I think he got a good opportunity to beat these guys easy.
Right.
But to say things like you ain't ever gonna get a shot, it'll never happen, you're boring, shit like that.
Horrible.
I don't like that energy outside of the ring, because I think that brings more legacy to you to sit in there and say, you know what? You want some? You know what? You'll be my tune up for my next fight, or I'm gonna tune you up eventually, something like that. But to say that you'll never get a shot, or to write off a guy like what Mayweather did with Paul Williams, who I don't know, this guy beat that guy. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, just blew the shit off. That type of energy ain't good for the fans. Like, I don't get that energy, and I don't get how people meet shield for that shit.
I agree with you, but when you bring up a guy like Paul Williams, right? I always thought Paul Williams probably could beat Floyd Mayweather. I just thought stylistically, bad matchup for Floyd. He's too tall. He gets way too fucking big, because whenever he rehydrates, he fucking blows up. Like, Paul Williams was an enigma that didn't make sense. Way too tall to be a welterweight, and carried way too much power with cutting that much weight. His career was cut short. But unfortunately, we can never see Paul Williams become what he should have became because of the motorcycle accident, him being paralyzed from the legs down, or from the waist down. So I agree with you that, he skimmed out of some fights I personally would have liked to have seen. But when he fought the other guys who were supposed to be killers, like the Manny Pacquiao, he beat them with ease.
That's a fact. I don't disagree with you. I think we arguing the same point, but just got different views on it. I'm not gonna argue that.
I agree with your point, though. I agree, because he didn't always beat the best when they were at their best. But when he did catch some of the best, he made them look not so good. So
right,
I agree with your points.
Average. He made them look like average, small, nobody fighters, and he did it with ease, like you said. Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, he easily whipped these guys' asses and was like, "This is the guy that was in the mix with all those guys you want me to fight, and look what I did to him." And they fighting life and death with each other. But then again, styles make fights, so you never know, man. There's a couple guys that I thought a style would give Floyd problems, but
Do you agree with this comment? 1-2, Marquez is a better fighter than Pacquiao.
A fighter? I don't know. It depends on what you like. Because Marquez was a good counterpuncher. I loved the combinations that he threw. I don't know where them uppercuts would come from out of the blue. He had pretty decent timing. And he's been in there with. I don't think Marquez gets enough props, to be honest with you. I think he's like one of my favorite Mexican fighters of all time.
Why Mexico don't really I don't know. I I don't want to sound negative, but it seems like some Mexicans be hating on other Mexicans, like the ones that be, accomplished. They be hating on the other accomplished Mexicans and shit. It's kind of
that's probably why though. It's the exact. It's that twice because they mad at somebody that might criticize another Mexican. So when Marquez like criticizes like a Canelo, at that point they don't fuck with him no more.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how can you criticize this new up and coming fighter that's doing this and doing all that? And it's like, motherfucker, because I knocked out Pacquiao. That's why.
but here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. 1, 2. Look at Marquez, right? Marquez.
He could always show that video to his kids and family.
He got a coat on the inside of Pacquiao sleeping. With a blazer, and it's got Pacquiao laying down and shit, and him holding his hands up like 30,000 pictures of it on the inside of his blazer.
Oh my!
He was like, check this out. That's why they don't like Marquez.
But listen though, Marquez only rebacks up my point. It strengthens it because regardless how you saw the first 3 fights. Regardless how you saw the first 3 fights with Pacquiao Marquez, you could say that Marquez up to that point gave Pacquiao his hardest fights he ever had. Like they were grueling hard fights. Then whenever Mayweather fought Marquez, I don't know if Marquez landed 10 punches in the entire fight.
Exactly. And he just got
that nigga
completely out.
Marquez looked like a child in there.
Right.
Damn.
But to be fair, that was his first fight at welterweight, and he jumped up 2 weight classes to do it. And you know what I mean? So to be fair, that's a fun fact. But at the same time, he does still have a skill set, and Floyd made his skill set look very small.
So good. Hold on real quick before you go, Tony Views. So Marquez jumped up 2 weight classes to face Floyd, who was already at welterweight, correct, right? He was already at welterweight. Came out of retirement 2 years off, but he dropped Marquez. He dropped a little dude. Spence had a dude come up 2 weight classes and didn't even put him on his ass. Floyd shows you what you supposed to do to the little dude who jump up for the first time. Shout out to Floyd.
Yeah.
But here's my thing though. My only problem is, okay, look, you can make the argument about the little guy moving up, right? And that's cool. But even when the little guys get their ass whooped moving up, they still land fucking punches. He couldn't even land punches.
He couldn't even land a shot. And I said, that's what I said. That's a skill set. He immediately exposed that the skill set was on another level because this man didn't land anything. And Floyd, controlled the distance when he wanted to, stepped in when he wanted to, did whatever he wanted in that fight. And this guy couldn't land one shot. Well, I mean, I think he landed one punch, and he was like, good for you.
But when he landed that little sneaky right hand, what happened right after that? He got sat down. Right. The very next shot from Floyd.
If Floyd laughed and congratulated him, he knew what skill level he had at that point. So, yeah, he dropped him, and he had him fumbling, almost falling from trying to punch him. That's the skill set, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? That's fantastic. I think Mayweather is probably the best in our era, but I mean, I wish he would have got in there. I think he could have beat a lot of these guys. You know what I mean? I think Paul Williams would have gave him problems, but I think he would have figured him out. Paul Williams gets hit a lot. Yeah, he made adjustments, and now I mean,
bringing it all back to the root, like. Not denying Floyd's skill set, but it was a lot of dudes he didn't fight. But it's a lot of guys Manny Pacquiao did and still doing it to this day. So when we look at overall and legacy, it's Manny Pacquiao. He ain't been taking no steps back. He ain't doing no exhibitions. What are we talking about?
That's why he came back for a time. Yeah, that's why I said that you got to look at it 2 different ways when you compare these 2 guys, because it's rare that you have 2 of the greatest in the same era. And that's what we have with these 2. And it's rare, even more rare, that they actually fight each other and you get an outcome. It's not like Ali versus Tyson. Like, we actually had the outcome of who the better fighter was, and it turned out to be Floyd. But that's what I'm saying. That if you go by legacy, then Pacquiao hands down has the better legacy. He fought the who's who's when they were at their pinnacle, at their peak, at their best. Mayweather, questionable. rehydration clauses, all this other shit that goes along with it. Questionable, but
Manny do too. Not liking needles, but go ahead.
yeah. But
catch weights.
but he did beat Pacquiao, so I have to say that he's the better fighter because he beat him with ease. It's not even like it was a close fight.
He's more, he's
And
definitely
more. The first go-to excuse when you lose a fight to another good fighter is your shoulder.
Well, you know what had me? You know what had me?
My saltwater did not work.
I didn't buy into that shit at all.
That's what had me. Whatever. This motherfucker went swimming in the ocean and said the saltwater healed his shoulder. I was like, get the fuck out of here.
I'm like, man, he took that religious shit too far. Like, did you get baptized after that too? Nigga, what you did?
Baptized in the ocean, the shoulder works.
and I love the first thing that they say. I'm not trying to make excuses. Right before they say
this rotator cuff was loose.
I was like, come on, man.
These niggas be telling you about loose rotator cuffs after the fight. Like,
Floyd went in there with hand problems every fight. And I've seen him beat motherfuckers with one hand. One of his most legitimate knockdowns where he actually touched the canvas is when he hurt his hand. He didn't even get hit. It finished, and it finished with one hand. And so, I mean, that's championship shit right there. That dude knew how to win, period.
I agree.
The clock, the rounds, everything.
I agree
hey, so what you saying that 1-2 kid? Has Manny Pacquiao ever been in that situation where he had like an injury and had to finish? Or he always been healthy all the way through? I ain't never remember.
I think a lot of fighters get injured and they don't talk about it. I just think
but I'm talking about visibly, like we seen that Floyd was visibly hurt with his hand. Like, oh,
well, I gotta say, in the Cotto fight, he had a busted eardrum. His ear was bleeding. And at the end of the fight, he had a big ass pillow on the side of his ear and it was tape. And I'm like, how did this man? And that made me question some shit. I'm like, how did this man stop Cotto after this happened to him? And in the mid rounds of the fight,
man,
like how do you keep his?
You ain't got a lot of shit you don't even feel, man.
Yeah, I was like, shit. No. That's supposed to fuck up your equilibrium. And I'm like, his equilibrium seemed fine. I was like, I don't know, man. I guess everybody different. I don't know. I just questioned that shit. I was like, that's some funny shit right there.
Technically speaking, Roy and James jumped up 2 divisions and won, light heavyweight to heavyweight champ. Facts.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Shout out. It's rare. That's why I give it up when you can do that. Mm-hmm. Like, not a lot of people you can say got success going up 2 weight classes and winning in that first fight.
One based on skill and one based on talent.
And you know the thing about it too is heavyweights becoming a heavyweight champion is not like jumping up 2 weight classes.
That's like 90. That's like 9 weight classes.
Yeah. You could be fighting that guy who's 250 and you only barely breaking 200. So you just jumped up a whole shit ton of weight.
Shout out to Roy. Yeah. Tony, man.
Yeah, it's completely different. But
that's crazy.
I don't know, man. Roy Jones Jr. prime for prime is probably, in my opinion, the greatest fighter to ever fight in his prime.
I seen him land one of the most perfect shots I ever seen, dog. When he hit Montel Griffin with that shit. Y'all remember that shot? I think it was the second round. It was like a hook uppercut or some shit, bro. Like, homie tried to feint and he just off a reaction, Roy just bloop uppercutted that man.
I think Roy was probably the most gifted, talented fighter that's probably ever lived.
That was a crazy freaking nature.
Because I mean, that dude could launch 6 left hooks like they were jabs at a speed where it was like an average fighter can't do that without getting clipped. This dude got 2 more left hooks coming after that first one, like pow, 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 and then he gone. I was like, shit, this dude was doing shit that you can't do. You know what I mean? You're not supposed to be able to do. That dude was just an immense.
He defied normal laws of gravity or some shit in there. Yeah, he was doing different stuff. I'm not gonna cap. Manny's career is going to be very hard to top if he beats Spence, even though he was sponsored by PEDs most of his career. Damn, but legend. You know what I mean? Hey, dog, these niggas was roadside of the street, I guess. They legacy. Ain't really fucking with Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, a lot of these dudes. Manny got that live your best life potion. You know what I'm saying?
I want to say this, though. about
Man.
Manny Pacquiao and the testing. I do want to give him some credence to what he says about being scared about the blood testing. I believe was it Morales that he fought that they drug tested him like right before the fight, and he said he felt dizzy when he went in there. He lost, and it was after that he swore he would never do drug testing like by blood before a fight, and I don't think he did ever since. So I mean, if you have a bad experience like that to where they come and drain your blood right before you walk out, I could understand the reasoning. But whenever somebody's testing you 2 weeks out or after the fight, there's no excuse.
What
That's
day are you
different.
going to show up? You think it was the date? Like, what days y'all gonna show up? What time? Like, hey, we ain't gonna tell you that. We just gonna arrive when we get ready. Just give us them damn the address, homie, when you leave. So they want all kind of information to find out what VADA moves. Like, no, they about to figure out your moves, bro. You report, not the other way around. Manny had a headbutt versus Morales in the first fight, and I said no head, but Manny wins, and that's what he did twice after. When has Barry Bonds failed a test, but he was using this whole career. How you gonna say he never failed a test, but he been using his whole career? Come on now.
I like Ken Griffey.
Ken Griffey. Oh, he clean. I think they talked about that.
I like Griffey.
Yeah, man. If they have VADA, he'd probably be enrolled on the baseball side. Shit. But yeah, he said he never had to, man. They never had to do that shit. Some people had to though, trying to break records with that shit.
I tell you what, some of the baseball players are coming in with big ass traps and shit. Like, what the fuck happened to him since last year? This dude's coming in with no neck and shit, like cracking them shits out the park. Like, I ain't on nothing, all veins and shit. Right. You knew damn well, man. Fucking McGuire and Sosa and all them dudes was juicing, man. It's like, get the fuck out of here. You don't get that big in 1 year.
Remember the steroids he took that made his skin change colors? Like, man, what kind of steroids did you take, bro?
Was that steroids?
I'm just joking, but I think he took the shit to just bleach his skin. But he probably took some bad steroids, and the shit just was a reaction. Like, damn, now I'm light skinned out of nowhere. These damn, bro, what the fuck? I might as well take the rest of these hoes. I'm gonna just be in the middle. I want to be all the way light, not mid tempo ass. Mosley was tested right before the fight versus Floyd, but Floyd wasn't. And Mosley said he felt wheezy. Floyd wasn't tested? What you mean? I never heard of that.
I think he's saying that only Mosley was tested right before. So that's bullshit. See, that's one thing I wouldn't do. I'm sorry. If I'm in the locker room getting ready to fight, you're not fucking testing me. If you don't like it, then call off the fucking fight. You could test me after I come back here, but you're not testing me before I walk to the ring. Fuck you. What you gonna do? Cancel the show? No, you're not. Vegas ain't gonna allow that. Get the fuck out of my locker room.
They're not testing right before
the day before I would say the day before, and then immediately after.
No, fuck.
They don't even do that.
No.
That's kind of crazy.
No, that's even worse. Don't do it the day before because you already dehydrated. You already lost all your fucking weight.
I mean,
you had to make weight. Well,
technically, they don't do it that close. It'll be probably like a couple weeks or whatever random. But
I mean,
they definitely gonna test close towards the fight.
That would be
like
worse
3 weeks.
Because you acclimate into the weight the day of, but the day before is you got to make weight. So yeah, you're right about that. I'll give you that one.
Yeah,
no argument here.
Mr.
No, they should do it. They should do it a week out, 7 days out from the fight, because that's about the time that you start losing your weight to make weight, like your real weight loss, not the bullshit you do to clean up your diet. But and then immediately after the fight, that's it.
And 6 weeks out, I can't, push that point enough. 6 weeks out, y'all. Because if they can cycle that shit out of their system after 6 weeks. So if these motherfuckers are rubbing their bottle, yes, they can.
No. What I'm saying is, I agree with you. No, I was saying that like the last testing should be a week before the fight and immediately after. Now you could test them their whole training camp. I agree with that. I'm not saying those only 2 times. I'm saying the last times that you test them should be 7 days out.
Then they test them right after the fight to see if it's something in your system from the last few weeks. You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah. So it's hard to fucking beat VADA though. They be on point, man. They be knowing. It probably be like they showing them dudes that show up, them extra tank tops and shit, just ripped up. Like, man, what the fuck is going on here? These ripped ass dudes showing up to this dude's house.
One of my favorite like exposed steroid use was Fernando Vargas when he was about to fight what was his name Oscar. He was gonna fight Oscar, and that motherfucker was ripped. I ain't never seen him look like that. He was like, I'm in the best shape of my life. I was like, this dude had a six-pack.
They still fought 1-2, and Oscar whooped his ass.
Yeah, and Oscar still beat him. Yep, I was.
But
like,
you said, did he fail a test or it was just rumors?
No, he failed.
He failed.
Yeah, he failed.
I never
They
heard
knew
about
he
that.
failed, and he still got his ass whooped.
Yep,
and they still let the fight go on.
Yeah, Oscar let it go on. He let it happen. Oscar said, "Put him in the ring."
Oscar is a monster, then, bro.
Yeah, Oscar.
Yeah, man.
He was
Oscar
different.
a monster in pantyhose.
Oscar.
Like that dude can fight. You know, he gets some lingerie.
You know what
Fighter
I mean?
by day, model by night. He do what he do, man.
Yeah, but in that square circle, he could scrap, man. That dude was.
He could fight, dog.
Yeah,
He never got caught during his career, but soon he retired. They exposed him. It's fucked up. It was probably slander. I don't know.
I didn't think Fernando needed to do this shit, though. I mean, I thought he was a pretty decent fighter.
I thought he was too, but how much help was he getting though?
Right.
We don't know.
Well, I mean, he looked different in that fight than he looked in any fight before or any fight after. So I think he just did it once and was like, "Yeah, that's probably not the route to go."
I think that's what happened with Keith. I think that's what happened with Keith.
Ross Clyde, I'm gonna be honest with you, and y'all can disagree with me. I don't like steroid testing. I don't like PED testings in sports, period, because you have too many times where you have guys like Canelo. You get guys like Canelo who get slaps on the wrist that don't even get in trouble. You have it's just too many bullshits. Like I understand that you're Vada and Nada, but you got too many people who get passes and be on shit, and then you got other people who are clean that don't get passes who get beat by people who are cheating. The only way to make it fair, in my opinion, is do away with the testing. Make it fair for everybody.
Nah, that
take
ain't
whatever the fuck you want to take, but it's fair.
You sound like what's the dude that got the seconds out shit? Radio Raheem said that shit.
Who got the best shake?
Let everybody juice up.
But that's the point, though. The point is
everybody's gonna juice.
Then it's who's got the best juice.
Who got the juice now, baby?
You could be the better fighter.
I like
you
to
got
bring
the
this,
juice now.
No. Listen to this. I like to bring this sprinter up all the time. Marion Jones. She passed over 250 VADA Olympic style testings. 250. It wasn't until she got old, it was no longer performing that she got caught. This shit is bullshit. They pick and choose. They play their favorites. I believe that there are things like Ross Clyde said. You show up to Floyd's house and give you 20 racks and then you just walk away. I do believe that there is favoritism shown that we don't see. Like case in point, John Jones being caught with picograms in the system. Well, I'm sorry, you just got caught. You got fucking caught.
Look, listen, let me use this analogy with you, Tony. So it's like testing is meant to protect the fighters, correct? Right? No, hold on. How is it not? How is testing not meant to protect fighters from a dirty fighter getting in there ready to take their head off? Like, are we serious?
Got extra stamina.
So
I got you.
Let me continue. Let me continue. So we got go ahead, rebuttal. Then I'm gonna let you.
Yeah. My point is this: it's actually not protecting because, in my opinion, you always see guys like, say, Anderson Silva in the UFC, guys who are at the top level. They never get caught until they're no longer making the same money. Then all of a sudden they get caught out of nowhere.
So there's setbacks. So let me make this
analogy. No.
Right?
But let me
real
finish.
Quick, and I'm gonna let you go. So I'm gonna make this analogy, right? There's what we call law enforcement out here, right? It's meant to protect and serve, right? And we got some dirty, crooked motherfucking cops that do dumb shit, and people are like, man, fuck cops, right? But if we say, oh, fuck all cops, then the good ones that's meant to protect and serve don't get to their just due. VADA, in my opinion, testing in sports is meant to protect and clean up and make things more of a fair, right? A fair fight, a fair competitive event, whatever it is. So for you to say, man, fuck it, whatever, it's fair if you don't test at all. How, son?
Okay.
We can't just throw the shit all the way under the bus because of a few mishaps and shit, favoritism and shit happen, but they still getting exposed though. So when it's all said and done, their legacy is gonna be, like I say, a shit stain on a white suit because they popped or they avoided whatever.
This is my point. Okay, law enforcement isn't a really good apples to apples comparison because you're not dealing with an industry that's making billions of dollars. Okay, these athletes are generating billions of dollars for their sports across the board, whether it's NFL, NBA, MLB, it doesn't matter. These are billion-dollar sports that these top premier athletes are representing and making money for. So if you don't think with that type of money on the line that there's funny business going on behind the scenes, then that's just a little naive thinking. Because like I said, you see people get caught when they're either not generating the same type of money or they're starting to have a slump or they do something legally that people don't agree with, then all of a sudden they pop hot out of nowhere. And the fact is, 9 times out of 10, they were popping hot the whole fucking time. They were just putting it underneath the rug. My thing is this. It's not really protection if you have people who are on it fighting people who are not. Because what you're doing is the advantage is so tilted for the guy who's on it versus the guy who's not, that you're actually causing more damage.
Hey, man, when Patrick Day,
hold on, let me
rest in
finish.
peace to Patrick Day, but there was no testing for that fight. You know what I mean? The fight he lost his life in. So, a lot of people brought that up too. There was a lot of articles that surfaced about, maybe there needs to be thorough testing and all kind of stuff going on. But okay,
what I can tell you is
dying in the ring. But
what I can tell you is if you are on PEDs, you're less likely to die because you can take a lot more damage before it hurts you.
So hold on. So like, say for instance, Gerald Miller, who was trying to give himself cancer. Like if you act like you know all about PEDs, so you're saying like you're giving yourself a better chance of living by killing yourself by putting a damn foreign drug in you that's destroying your body. You serious?
That's a completely different argument. See, what's going on is, yes, he may be doing internal damage to himself in the long run. However, whenever he's taking immediate damage at the moment, his body's healing is on overdrive. So shit that should stop him and slow him down, not because he's got like fucking sensu beans going through his system. So therefore, the damage is being mitigated and repaired a lot quicker internally inside of his body. Yes, he may have liver damage. Yes, he may have kidney damage. Yes, he may have cancerous cells that form in the long run. But at the moment, he is healing quicker. He is healing better. His body is performing at a level that is superior to what it would be off the PED. Hence, performance enhancing drug.
All right, I'm understand now, man. Tony reviews, juice up, be better, juice
that's
up.
Not my point. My point is
my point is Vada or nada. That's what I'm gonna do.
I got you. But my whole point is,
this is a counter to what we are pushing here.
My only point is this: if you can't stop them all, then it's
I don't approve this message that Tony pushes, man. For all fighters to juice up and not have tests. So I'm just saying that I'm speaking for me.
I hear you. I agree with you, Black, but I do understand what he's saying. He's basically saying they're gonna let these dudes juice as long as they're making the money, and they're gonna cover it up until they don't need them no more. And then when they don't need them no more, they just gonna be like, go ahead.
Gerald Miller is a prime example, and you brought him up. Before all the bullshit that he was getting loose out of the tongue, saying shit that he shouldn't have been saying about AJ's mom and everything else, and fell out, and the PR went horribly wrong for him. Every fight he was juicing for. This motherfucker got caught juicing in kickboxing. Like, so you think that he just started juicing for the AJ fight? He had been tested in boxing.
Hey, so real quick, quick vote before we go, man. Quick vote in the chat. Just put one comment, testing, no testing, so we see where you at. You know what I mean? In the chat. Testing or no testing?
We still gonna put him on smash over here.
No,
so I just want to see how y'all feel. Do y'all if you agree with Tony that we don't need testing or testing, go ahead. Testing or no testing. And this ain't a mic check. Go ahead and put it in the comments.
This is gonna be my final piece on it. I do agree with you that there should be testing, but I don't believe it's fair, and I believe it's unfair to the guys who are not being tested.
We know your view. We know your view. You let us know about that, dog.
It's more dangerous to the clean fighter.
Rodnell says testing, so that's one vote for testing. Rodnell says testing. Okay. And I'm not even here, so don't worry about me, y'all. This is your opinion.
No, but listen, Black. Listen to what I'm saying.
We got another testing. 1, 2 kid. That's right. Two votes for testing. Rasclot says testing. Real quick. Hold on. We let you talk. Rasclot testing. Mango testing. D. Hodges testing. That's 1, 2. That's like almost looking like a Shakur Stevenson fight last night, man. Clear sweep almost.
Okay.
Let's see. Maybe some more coming down the list. Even in a playback, testing or no testing.
Okay.
Do you want Vada or nada? Which one? Choose. You choose today.
Here's my final point.
Vada or nada?
I'm saying, Black.
Which one?
You are more likely.
Testing is a must, but if they all using them, I'm for it.
Listen to what I'm about to tell you.
Everybody know what to use.
I want you to understand what I'm saying. Okay, this is my point of everything. Listen to what I am saying. Listen clearly before you interject. Just listen to what I'm saying. If I am juicing, listen to what I'm saying. If I am juicing, okay, and I fight you, you are more likely to get hurt by me if you're clean than if you are juicing as well. Period. There's no argument.
But if two people are testing, right? Let's say, for instance, like somebody mentioned Jean Pascal, and we got to close it down. I got to drop my son off at work. But Jean Pascal got popped recently, right? Both of them guys was being tested. Badu Jack and him. The VADA test determined that everything, his skill set was a lie. You know, Jean Pascal is a steroid user. So that's cleaning up the sport. He's out of here. See ya. The job is being done. The job is being done.
At least we're trying promotions.
Please explain something to me. Just like Kovalev got popped for steroids. How is it cleaning up? No. Let me finish, because this even reaffirms my point. How is this cleaning up the sport when they're catching guys who are on their fucking last leg and their careers are over? Their entire careers
Miller on his last leg.
Let me finish. Their entire careers they were juicing. Their entire careers they were
Luis
juicing.
Luis Arias, he's young, bro. Luis Arias popped dirty too. Canelo has popped dirty too.
And got a slap on the wrist.
Well, he popped, right?
Well, he didn't get in trouble.
Okay. What happened in the meantime?
What's the point? He didn't even get in trouble. This even proving my point.
Right. I'm not disagreeing with you that there's slaps on the wrist when people pop and other people get harsher punishment, because we understand biases and the stuff that goes on. So that's a different topic. But to say to rule out testing altogether, that's nonsense, sir. Not over here. Not gonna do it. But I appreciate you, Tony. Like, you know, you're my homie, man. So I respect
you. My homie too, but you proving my point. You're proving my point.
Your view, though.
You're proving my point, and you agree with what the points I'm making. So I don't see how it's fair to have people who are not allowed to do it. Then you have people who are allowed to do it to fight people who are not allowed to do it. How is that fair? How is that competition?
Shout out to Canelo Alvarez using VADA, AJ VADA testing every fight, Bud Crawford, Demetrius Andre testing every fight. All the ones that's just using VADA testing every fight, man, because they want to be on the even playing field. You know what I mean? So we just disagree on this. It's okay.
I pray that they don't put the needle in my arm. I want this fight. I'm going to win the championship. I don't know. Oh, milkshake promotions.
I bet you Floyd gonna be mad as fuck if he whoops Spence, man. Here's what it is.
Floyd gonna come back and fight him.
He gonna grow his hair back out to them naps and Pacquiao win. Here's what it is. Hey, thank y'all for joining me. 1-2 Kid, Tony's Reviews. Everybody in the live chat, UGC, click. Y'all know what it is. And everybody caught the playback. D-Ha says if no testing, the fighter taking it shortens their life. The one they fight can die. Facts. Safety. Shout out to everybody this was a unanimous. Sweet. Everybody picked testing in the live chat. Maybe somebody in the playback will counter. Those who use VADA testing are the ones most criticized and are labeled as boring. Oh, it's too much heat on the way out. Too much. There's another video. Damn. Some of y'all need to start channel. Some of y'all giving other people content. LaRon, hey, shout out to all the members, man.
Great live,
shout out
man.
to D
Thanks for
Hodges.
having me.
Thanks to Tony's review, Tony's Reviews, and my dog 1-2 Kid. Y'all go subscribe to him, check out his content. This shit is straight fire. You know what I mean? So that's all we got for this one. Thank y'all for tuning in the whole way through. If you made it this far on BHP. Oh, let me take y'all out with something though. Let me take y'all out. And we out.
And there's a 3-punch combination from the chip. Oh, and Kalayaskis comes back and lands a combination zone. And Crawford just nails him. Hey, 20 seconds remain, round number 7. Ilyauskas goes down.